What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories.
6SG. Chapter 83 Kaden Kyokutsu, let's play games together. Hiraku Shunsui chuckled and said, so you were waiting for me here. He looked around, looked at the others, and said lazily, you want it too. The two-person scales Onoki and others remained silent. If you say you don't want it, that's a lie. And contribute to the ninja world. As long as the Kingdom of Whirlpool really shares their technology, the ninja world will always remember them. Third Raikage watched from the sidelines. He wants it, but won't say it. If Third Raikage can be forced out, everyone will be happy and enjoy it together. But Third Raikage can't handle it, and their Sunagaker will not offend the country of Whirlpool. When there is trouble, only one person in the rich country suffers. His third Raikage is to be a person who does not favor anyone and does not offend anyone. Not to mention Sarutobi Hiruzen. He had wanted to obtain the abilities of the Whirlpool country for so long that he only dreamed of Zanpakuto. However, rather than sharing it with the entire ninja world, he preferred to have it exclusively in Konoha. Moreover, Third Raikage's moral kidnapping is a bit low level. Sarutobi Hiruzen was thoughtful and felt that he had learned something. In short, if the fire does not burn them, they will naturally not care about the life and death of the country of Vortex. And their silence proves some of their thoughts. Hiraku Shunsui snorted. His lazy expression became cold and ruthless. He slowly pulled out the two knives from his waist, and said coldly, want something from the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Okay. I'm just standing here. If you want to get it, come and try it. Third Raikage's eyes narrowed. Sure enough, if you want to obtain the technology of the Kingdom of Whirlpool, just a few words are not enough. However, today's Kingdom of Thunder can no longer wait. The technology of the Kingdom of Whirlpool must be obtained. Third Raikage glanced at the others with his peripheral vision, a flash of confusion in his eyes. He knew exactly what the people here were thinking. But as long as you don't cause trouble, that's fine. After obtaining the technology of the Kingdom of Whirlpool afterwards, they can also share a small part of it, allowing them to help the Kingdom of Thunder eliminate those virtual ones. Moreover, he did not just talk about the Ninja Alliance. Must be established. What if other Espadas attack the Land of Thunder at the same time? Just in case, the virtual forces must die. He took a deep breath and said in a thunderous voice, I will decide on the technology of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. It's useless even if Sage of Six Paths comes. Crack. Lightning flashed from Third Raikage's body and he instantly appeared behind Kiraku Shunsui. A hand knife wrapped around the thunder snake cut straight down. Hado 78 Zon Huilin. Centered on Kiraku Shunsui, a blade of light spreads instantly. Third Raikage's pupils shrank, and the lightning on his body suddenly became brighter. Armor of lightning style. Boom. The Nimbus blade struck Third Raikage, pushing him straight to the wall of the building. The floor beneath my feet was scratched by the souls of Third Raikage. The eyes of the two-person scales Onomu and others also shrank and they hurriedly avoided. Because this ability is actually a range ability. Boom. As the Nimbus blade spread, the Iron Country building was smoothly cut off. The roof of the building fell straight down, fell to the ground, and shattered. The originally sealed Iron Country building suddenly became an open-air building. Mifune's face twitched slightly. Every time the five shadows talk, nothing good will happen. I don't know who will bear the cost of building the building. The two-person scales Onoki and others escaped from the Zon Huilin and were secretly frightened. Is this the Muji ninjutsu that the intelligence keeps talking about? Sure enough, it was sudden enough. They didn't even react. A ninjutsu was released from Kiraku Shunsui. The technology of the Kingdom of Whirlpool is indeed eye-catching. Third Raikage relied on his lightning-style armor to block Zon Huilin's attack. Frowning slightly, although the Intelligence Ministry has always recorded information about the Kingdom of Whirlpool. But this was his first time fighting against the captain of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. The Muji ninjutsu is truly unexpected. Moreover, this captain is a new character who has never appeared in the ninja world. Third Raikage is even less familiar with his abilities. He stared at the twin swords in Kiraku Shunsui's hands. Double sword style. At this moment, he saw Kiraku Shunsui grinning, lowering the bamboo hat on his head, and said softly, flowers are in chaos, the flower gods cry, the sky is in chaos, the devil laughs, Kaden Kyokutsu. The knife in Kiraku Shunsui's hand becomes two broad-bladed knives, one long and one short. The upper blade has a C-shaped hollow shape on the back, and a red tassel-embellished lancet hangs from the end of the handle. Sarutobi Hiruzen narrowed his eyes and said softly, as Zanpakuto liberated. As someone who has experienced the power of captains, he was not surprised by Kiraku Shunsui's liberation of Zanpakuto. Instead, he watched his movements carefully, seeming to want to keep his Zanpakuto abilities in mind. Two scales Onogi's ears moved and he heard Sarutobi Hiruzen's muttering. Zanpakuto liberation. Is this why Kiraku Shunsui's two swords changed? Since Third Raikage fought against the Shinigami of Whirlpool Country for the first time, they were a little unsure about the changes in Kiraku Shunsui. Kiraku Shunsui smiled and said, don't worry, I'm just playing a game with you. Child's play. As soon as he finished speaking, Kiraku Shunsui suddenly dived slowly until he disappeared. Third Raikage stared, a little confused. What happened? Escaped. Third Raikage was a little surprised. Just now he looked like he was going to fight to the death, why did he run away in the blink of an eye? The captain of the Kingdom of Whirlpool, that's it. But at this moment, Third Raikage's pupils shrank sharply and his hair stood on end. A sharp sword wind came from behind him. Puff. Kaden Kyokutsu stabbed Third Raikage in the belly with a loud sound. The sudden change shocked everyone present. But soon, Third Raikage's body turned into lightning and disappeared. Thunder clone. Nice reaction. Hiraku Shunsui slowly rose from the shadows and praised Third Raikage. But it is obvious that his state at this time is what attracts the most attention to others. Attacking from within the shadow. What ability is this? Sarutobi Hiruzen narrowed his eyes slightly. The secret technique of the Nara clan. No, the Nara clan can only control shadows, but Hiraku Shunsui's ability allows him to sneak into shadows. Could it be? Hiraku Shunsui Zanpakuto's ability is to control shadows. Third Raikage's eyes narrowed, and a few drops of cold sweat broke out on his forehead. If he hadn't been alert just now, he would have suffered a serious injury. This ability of the Kingdom of Whirlpool is really strange. Hiraku Shunsui came out of the shadow, put the sword on his shoulder, and said slowly, "My Kaden Kyokutsu's ability. It is a child's game turned into reality. The rules of the game are set by Kaden Kyokutsu. Anyone who enters her Reiatsu must abide by the rules." Hiraku Shunsui chuckled and said, "Including me." This sentence shocked the hearts of others. Hiraku Shunsui lifted up Kaden Kyokutsu and said with a smile, "Although this is their cuteness, it is uncomfortable to be manipulated like this all the time." As soon as he finished speaking, Hiraku Shunsui turned the tip of his sword and plunged straight into the shadow of Third Raikage. Third Raikage was shocked and jumped up. At his feet, a sharp blade protruded from the shadow. Before he could breathe a sigh of relief, he saw Hiraku Shunsui jumping up high and slashing down with two swords. Boom. The Third Raikage is wearing lightning-style armor, with his arms in front of his chest, holding Hiraku Shunsui's swords. The body was pressed to the ground by a strong force, and the knees were shaking slightly, with a faint tendency to bend down. How can it be? Third Raikage roared in his heart. He is famous in the ninja world for his physical fitness. He was so hard-pressed that he couldn't get up. The two-person scale Onoki and others were also shocked. They all know the information about Third Raikage. He is most proud of his physical fitness, which is proud of the entire ninja world. But what happens now? Third Raikage was actually being pinned down. Is it possible that the power of this Hiraku Shunsui is greater than that of the Third Raikage? Hiraku Shunsui chuckled and said, "Kill the ghost. He who stands taller wins." Third Raikage was shocked. What's the meaning? Could it be that this scene was all because Hiraku Shunsui was standing taller than him just now? How is that possible? What kind of strange ability is this? The ninja world does not allow such awesome people to exist. The strongest lightning-style armor. Third Raikage roared. The lightning on his body was generous, and the blue arc turned towards black. Black thunder. Third Raikage's unique thunder and lightning. Black thunder exploded instantly, knocking Hiraku Shunsui's swords away. Then he jumped up and swooped down from the sky, as if he was holding thunder and lightning in his hands. Since you said that you must also abide by the game, then the person standing higher wins, which means it is also effective for you. Hiraku Shunsui's eyes are slightly narrowed. He is worthy of being the shadow of a village, and his sense of combat is very sharp. Others were thoughtful after hearing Third Raikage's words. Although Hiraku Shunsui's Zanpakuto ability is strange, he cannot escape the rules of the game. This is his weakness. Hell thrust 4 pen hands. A roar came from above. With the rules of the game, Third Raikage clearly felt the difference in using the Hell thrust Shiban Gunsho before. This time, faster, stronger, he can. Boom. Thunder struck Hiraku Shunsui's sword. Kaka. The ground beneath Hiraku Shunsui's feet cracked instantly. Ha ha ha. How stupid to tell your enemies about your weaknesses. Third Raikage laughed, with a slightly ferocious look on his face. As long as he captures the captain of the Whirlpool country, he will have the conditions to negotiate with the Whirlpool country. The technology of the Kingdom of Whirlpool is at your fingertips. That's it, it's over. Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned and looked at Hiraku Shunsui, who was pinned down by Third Raikage, feeling a little unwilling to believe it. If the Third Raikage defeated a captain from the Kingdom of Whirlpool so easily, then who is his strongest Hokage? The captain of the Kingdom of Whirlpool seems not as evil as the legend says, right? Third Kazekage thought to himself. Orochimaru narrowed his eyes slightly and carefully studied Hiraku Shunsui's facial expression. It's not over yet. Hiraku Shunsui still had that lazy look on his face, and he didn't seem to take Third Raikage seriously. He said, "Have you forgotten? Kaden Kyokutsu has more than one game." What? Third Raikage was shocked, and then he saw Hiraku Shunsui's other sword thrust into the shadow of his feet. Puff. The tip of the knife disappeared into the shadow, reappeared from the sole of his foot, and stabbed in mercilessly. The pain in the soles of his feet made him subconsciously take a step back. Bright red blood instantly spread all over the ground. He gritted his teeth and tried his best to endure the pain in his feet. His eyes were bloodshot and he looked at Hiraku Shunsui with murderous intent. Hiraku Shunsui shook off the blood stains on Kaden Kyokutsu and said, "Shadow Ghost. You will lose if your shadow is stepped on, so be careful." The situation is reversed. Onoki, a 2-person scale, said it was wonderful. At the same time, I'm also a little bit glad that Third Raikage has made a mark. Otherwise, they might not have a good outcome when they encounter this weird ability. Hiraku Shunsui Shunpo said in front of Third Raikage. Cut it off with one knife. Crack. The black thunder armor instantly repels Hiraku Shunsui. Oh, what a powerful thunder and lightning. Third Raikage gritted his teeth, widened his eyes, and said with hatred, "Old boy, no one has ever been able to break through my strongest lightning-style armor. Just you." Yeah. Hiraku Shunsui lowered his hat, and the pink yukata he was wearing had already been left somewhere due to the fight, revealing his black and white death uniform. He chuckled and said, "The strongest lightning-style armor is really scary." After the words fell, Hiraku Shunsui's figure became like a shadow, and the white feather fabric on his body fell off instantly. Revealing a black death suit, he whispered, "Yangui, black. Call." Kaden Kyokutsu swung out, causing a biting wind. The third Raikage suffered heavy injuries to the soles of his feet and had difficulty moving, but also relied on the Black Thunder lightning-style armor to remain motionless. He just stared at Hiraku Shunsui coldly and mocked. "Give up, even if I stand here and chop you 100 times, it's impossible to break through my defense." Kai. Third Raikage hasn't finished speaking yet. Kaden Kyokutsu slashed the Black Thunder with his sword. It's good to get money, but to everyone's surprise, Black Thunder didn't react at all this time. Even like tofu, it was easily chopped into pieces by Kaden Kyokutsu. Puff. Kaden Kyokutsu penetrated the Black Thunder's defensive armor and mercilessly slashed at Third Raikage's chest. Blood suddenly surged. Ahem. How is that possible? Third Raikage fell to his knees on the ground with a plop, blood flowing freely. His Black Thunder version of the strongest armor was broken through so easily. Not even Eight Tails could break through his strongest defense so easily. The two-person scales Onoki and others were also stunned. Third Raikage had just released its taunting skills well, but was broken in the blink of an eye. Aren't you the strongest defense? Why did you suddenly kneel down so quickly? Quote. The person who cuts the color he said wins. Hiraku Shunsui grinned and said, "Next time, please remember the rules of the game." What the heck? Yeme said there is another game. Ah. Hiraku Shunsui suddenly slapped his head and said regretfully, "Sorry, there seems to be no next time for you." Puff. A mouthful of blood gushed out from Third Raikage's throat. Due to excessive blood loss, he gradually became dizzy and his vision was blurred. He didn't even have the chance to use his most powerful killing move, and he was almost dying from these weird games. What a coincidence, Raikage-sama. Barubi drew his sword and looked towards Hiraku Shunsui without hesitation. Hiraku Shunsui dodged the blow calmly. "Oh, your courage is commendable." As soon as he finished speaking, Hiraku Shunsui thrust towards Barubi's shadow. Poof. Bluebee's back was suddenly pierced by a knife sticking out of the shadow, and he flopped down near Third Raikage, his lips trembling slightly. Although your courage is commendable, don't forget that you are also within the scope of Kaden Kyokutsu's game. Hiraku Shunsui turned his gaze and looked at the two-person Onoki group. Chapter 84 Public Execution of Third Raikage in the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Interesting for you. Unveiling Tim Walls. The inspiring story of his family. More. 145. 36. 48. Onoki and others looked at the Third Raikage lying in a pool of blood, and suddenly felt an unreal feeling. This is Raikage, the top figure in the Kingdom of Thunder, one of the 5 major kingdoms. Even if the 3 of them faced off against Raikage, there was no guarantee that one side would win. It happened that such a character suddenly fell down in front of them. The Kingdom of Whirlpool. Can just a captain-level figure do this? So what would it be like if all 13 captains of the Kingdom of Lettuce appeared together? Together in the ninja world. Invincible. The fate of Third Raikage made others shudder. I have a deeper understanding of the strength of the country of Whirlpool. Sarutobi Hiruzen, who had already been beaten by the Uzumaki country, was mentally prepared. But Hiraku Shunsui's strength still frightens him. So relaxing. Hiraku Shunsui defeated Third Raikage in just a few rounds. If it were another person, Sarutobi Hiruzen wouldn't be so surprised. But that's Third Raikage. Even he, who is known as the strongest Hokage, has no confidence in defeating the Third Raikage. This guy, Sarutobi Hiruzen, sets his sights on Hiraku Shunsui's Zanpakuto. This Zanpakuto's ability is weirder than any ability he has ever seen. Child's play. What kind of weird ability is this? Zanpakuto, it's really amazing. Orochimaru licked his lips, a flash of excitement flashed in his golden snake eyes. Third Raikage was slightly silent. For the first time, he faced the captain-level strength of the Kingdom of Whirlpool, which gave him a huge impact. This is comparable to the limit of blood inheritance. No, it's even a weirder ability than blood succession limit. Even if he has the blood inheritance to control placer gold, if he meets Hiraku Shunsui, he may not end well. The Third Raikage, who is known as the strongest shield, suffered this fate, and his absolute defense may not be of any help. Onoki, a man with 2 scales, has deep eyes. Carefully recall Hiraku Shunsui's revealed abilities. Kill ghosts. He who stands tall wins. Shadow ghost. The person whose shadow is stepped on wins. There are also naughty ghosts. The person who cuts the color he said wins. Just like Hiraku Shunsui said. This is a game. By Hiraku Shunsui. No. Game formulated by that sword, Kaden Kyokutsu. Within the scope of the game of holding a knife, everyone must abide by its rules. Even his Hiraku Shunsui is no exception. What a weird demon knife. Hiraku Shunsui regains his lazy 680 look again. He looked at them with flat eyes. Do you also want to play games with me? The two-person scales Onoki and the others suddenly trembled. Play games. And die like the Third Raikage. Of course, after knowing Kyoraku Shunsui's ability, if the three of them attack at the same time, they will definitely be able to take down Kyoraku Shunsui. But it's impossible for the three of them to trust each other. Especially Sarutobi Hiruzen and Third Kage. Two villages are at war, so how can you trust them with your back? What's more, is Kyoraku Shunsui's ability revealed now all his abilities? Sarutobi Hiruzen clearly remembers that almost every one of the captains I have been able to liberate Zanpakuto for the second time. The Kyoraku Shunsui in front of me only carried out a liberation today, but already the third Raikage was dying. Who knows what weird abilities his Zanpakuto will have after his second liberation. Sarutobi Hiruzen will not act rashly until he fully understands all of Kyoraku Shunsui Zanpakuto's abilities. The abilities of Two Scales Onoki and the captain of Third Kage Uzumaki are not as clear as Sarutobi Hiruzen's. But they each also have their own inner thoughts. Two Scales Onoki is considering Kyoraku Shunsui's Take a Knife, only 3 games. Are there any other games that haven't been played yet? The Third Kage was purely worried about Sarutobi Hiruzen backstabbing. Not to mention, the three of them looked at each other. They only want to share joys, but not hardships. If the third Raikage can capture Kyoraku Shunsui, they will gain the technology of the land of Whirlpool. Then they can naturally reap the benefits. But now that third Raikage is unconscious, they naturally don't want to cause trouble again. There was a confrontation with the powerful Whirlpool Kingdom out of thin air. Moreover, Kyoraku Shunsui's exposed strength made them deeply fearful of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Before you can figure out all the information about the Kingdom of Whirlpool, it is best not to provoke him. After clarifying his inner thoughts, Onoki, the two-person scale, took the lead and said, "Well, I am old and not suitable for playing games like you young people. You should do it." After saying this, Onoki, a two-person scale, thumped his waist, looking like he was in poor health. Sarutobi Hiruzen glanced at Onoki, and then said righteously, "I, Konoha, have been friends with the country of Whirlpool for generations. Even if they are no longer allies, we will never, do anything to harm the country of Whirlpool." Two Scales Onoki, Third Kage. It has to be you, Sarutobi Hiruzen, who can say such shameless things easily. Third Raikage launched an attack just now, why didn't you help the Kingdom of Whirlpool to speak up? Feeling contemptuous of Sarutobi Hiruzen, Third Kage said calmly, "They don't play, and I don't play either." Kyoraku Shunsui sighed and shook his head with a very regretful expression. He sheathed Kaden Kyokutsu, lowered his bamboo hat, and said lazily, "Nanao-chan, let's go." After the words fell, Ai's Nanao suddenly appeared and handed the fallen pink yukata to Kyoraku Shunsui. Kyoraku Shunsui put it on and looked at the third Raikage lying in a pool of blood. He was surprised and said, "Oh, there is still a heartbeat. What a tenacious vitality." Hear Kyoraku Shunsui's surprise. Onoki and the others also glanced at third Raikage in a pool of blood, and saw that he was breathing vaguely. Evidence that the third Raikage is still alive. Kyoraku Shunsui smiled and said, "In that case, bring it back to Seireiyan. If you dare to covet the Kingdom of Whirlpool, you should go to the Palace of Confession and spend some time." It seems to be talking about third Raikage, but it is actually warning Onoki and others. Kyoraku Shunsui carried the third Raikage effortlessly. With a wave of his hand, the golden door quietly emerged. Just when Kyoraku Shunsui stepped into the door, he suddenly turned around. "I advise you not to have any thoughts about Shu. Let me just say one thing, do you know where the virtual base camp is?" After saying this, Kyoraku Shunsui stepped into the door. With a bang, the golden door closed and slowly disappeared. The two-person scales Onoki and the others were stunned, thinking deeply about Kyoraku Shunsui's last advice. Yes, even if they formed a ninja coalition, where would they go to defeat the Hollows? Unless Shu can take the initiative to come out, they don't know where Shu's base camp is. Even if the power of the entire ninja world is united, they are just headless flies. Of course, even though this is said, the power of the Ninja Alliance still needs to exist. Although this meeting ended hastily, Third Raikage also showed them another side of Shu. That is the power that can destroy the ninja world. That's comparable to the power of a tailed beast. As long as it is not eliminated for one day, it will feel like there is a knife on the head of the ninja world, hanging over the heads of their 5 major countries. The virtual must be targeted. They can still clearly distinguish between having power but not using it and having no power. The Ninja Alliance was established just for the day when Kion Sovereign would attack the ninja world. The ninja world can fight back. They will not be defeated one by one. Of course, I am afraid that the matter of the Ninja Alliance still needs to be discussed in the long term. Because the person in charge of the Five Shadows Conference, Third Raikage, has been brought back to the country of Whirlpool, and his life and death are unknown. The two-person scales Onoki and others looked at each other. They each sat in their own seats and were silent for a while. Third Kage was the first to speak. What should we do next? The life and death of Third Raikage is unknown, and the country of Whirlpool does not participate in the Ninja Alliance. Now there are only 3 of them left in the Five Shadows Conference. Onoki, the two-person scale, said solemnly, "The meeting will still continue, but it will be postponed temporarily. The virtual will eventually be resolved. Their ninja village has not been burned yet, and the situation in the Land of Thunder is still vivid in their minds. They must plan ahead. Therefore, the meeting must continue until a plan for Shu is discussed. However, the Ninja Alliance and the power of the Kingdom of Thunder are also indispensable. Now that there is a lack of representatives from the country of Thunder, the meeting will be delayed." Onoki, the two-person scales, said solemnly, let's arrange for someone to send the situation of third Raikage to the Kingdom of Thunder first, and see what the Kingdom of Thunder's next reaction will be. Sarutobi Hiruzen and third Kage nodded. The ninja world is about to change. The Kingdom of Whirlpool. Who would have thought that the country of Whirlpool, which was once destroyed, would rise again and stand at the top of the ninja world in the blink of an eye? Onoki, who had two scales, sighed silently in his heart. When the Kingdom of Whirlpool first showed its prowess, no one cared. Good luck with the time. The country of Whirlpool, Seireiyan. After listening to the contents of Kyoraku Shunsui's 5-Kage talk, Uzumaki Chihiro's eyes turned cold. Thunder Kingdom, it's true that a dog can't change its habit of eating shit. Last time, we focused on the sealing technique of the Kingdom of Uzumaki, and now we are targeting Zanpakuto and Kido of the Kingdom of Uzumaki. You actually want to share the Kingdom of Whirlpool to benefit the ninja world. This kind of moral kidnapping was really played by you. I heard that Kyoraku Shunsui brought the dying third Raikage back to the country of Whirlpool and took him into the confession palace. Uzumaki Chihiro's eyes flashed, and he had an idea in his mind to earn reputation points. Let the 4th Squadron give him a sigh of relief, and then inform the ninja world that we, the country of Whirlpool, will execute third Raikage at Sokyokudai in 3 days. Rukia Kuchiki responded. Yes. Uzumaki Chihiro's eyes flashed. This execution of third Raikage will not only bring him huge reputation, but also serve as a warning to the ninja world, letting them see what happens to those who offend the country of Whirlpool. Finished giving instructions on third Raikage, Uzumaki Chihiro remembered the purpose of this 5-Kage meeting again. Form a ninja coalition to wipe out the void. Uzumaki Chihiro looked weird, feeling more and more like he had taken Uchiha Obito's version. However, this also proves that the power of the Espada scent has attracted the attention of the ninja world. Ninja Alliance. This seems to be a big stage to earn reputation points. But now he has only recruited 4 Espada. With this strength, it may not be enough to compete with the entire ninja world. After all, the 4 Espadas did not even go straight down to the Kingdom of Thunder. Not to mention the entire ninja world. Still have to continue recruiting troops. Uzumaki Chihiro opened the system panel and checked the reputation value. Previously recruited Jing. After Le Chun Shui, the reputation value has completely bottomed out. But the 5 Shadows Conference and Kyoraku Shunsui earned him a lot of reputation points. Moreover, everyone participating in the 5 Shadows Conference is a top figure in the ninja world. The reputation value of the contribution is not small. It has returned to 200,000. Uzumaki Chihiro plans to save up to 500,000 to recruit a stronger 1,000 blades. It just so happens that executing third Raikage can also bring him a lot of reputation points. Of course, if the Kingdom of Thunder dares to come to the Kingdom of Whirlpool to rob the execution ground, it will be even more interesting. But Uzumaki Chihiro estimates that the Land of Thunder will not be so stupid. Their country, but Espada has not been able to solve it yet. Soon, during the 5-Kage conference, the third Raikage was defeated by Kyoraku Shunsui, and news of the Whirlpool Kingdom was brought back to the Kingdom of Thunder. I held the information tightly, his eyes were bloodshot, and he stared at the contents of the information. He gritted his teeth and said, is this all true? The intelligence officer said solemnly, yes, Master I, and Master Barubi was also seriously injured and dying, and was sent back together. I opened his eyes, grabbed the intelligence officer's shoulder, and shouted, take me to see Bububi Dudu quickly. Hospital. When I saw Barubi being rescued, a trace of sadness flashed in his eyes. The information in his hand was crushed into a ball. Dad, you are the strongest Raikage. How could it be possible? Hateful. He didn't dare to inform about the third Raikage matter. Only a few senior executives knew the inside story. Once the news of Raikage being captured by the Kingdom of Whirlpool spreads to the country, morale will inevitably plummet. Now they are still facing the virtual invasion, and their low morale can easily affect the situation of the war. But paper cannot cover the fire after all. When Bu Ruby came back from serious injury, most people saw it clearly. Obviously as a bodyguard, he and Raikage went to the Kingdom of Iron to hold the 5 Shadows Conference. Now he has returned home seriously injured, but Lord Raikage is nowhere to be seen. For a time, various speculations emerged in people's minds, and people were panicked. But they still comfort themselves in their hearts. Maybe Raikage-sama has other things to do. Although Barubi was seriously injured, he was not dead. Raikage-sama must be fine too. Raikage-sama is so strong, how could someone hurt him? It's just a meeting between the 5 shadows, what could happen? And in this atmosphere, the news from the Kingdom of Whirlpool completely shattered their illusions. 3 days later, the Uzumaki country will publicly execute third Raikage at Sokyoku Terrace. As soon as this news came out, the whole ninja world was in an uproar. They don't know where Sokyokudai is and what it does. But they know. The Kingdom of Whirlpool wants to execute third Raikage. When people heard the news for the first time, they almost thought they had heard it wrong. That's third Raikage. Why can the Kingdom of Whirlpool execute the third Raikage? But when they confirmed that the source of the news was authentic and reliable, everyone was stunned. Is it really the third Raikage? No kidding. Third Raikage, captured by the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Public execution. Hiss. The Kingdom of Whirlpool, isn't it afraid of the revenge of the Kingdom of Thunder? Isn't he afraid? Besides, how on earth did Raikage get arrested by the country of Whirlpool? Boom. The land of thunder. I broke through the wall angrily. His eyes were like those of a devouring beast, and he gritted his teeth and said, "The Kingdom of Whirlpool is too bullying." Chapter 85. The Kingdom of Whirlpool is extremely arrogant. The 7 most famous plus-size models in the world. More. 93. 23. 31. The Country of Thunder, Cloud Shinobi Village. Because of the public execution of Third Raikage by the Kingdom of Whirlpool, the villagers are filled with resentment. Humiliation. This is naked humiliation. Everyone was shouting under the Raikage building. The Kingdom of Whirlpool must be returned to Lord Raikage. The Kingdom of Whirlpool is simply looking for death. Send troops to the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Rescue our Raikage-sama. The villagers were outraged. In fact, these people don't even know why the country of Whirlpool executed Raikage. Don't talk about them. I'm afraid those in the ninja world who don't know the inside story don't know why the country of Whirlpool wants to execute Raikage. But they know that the world of ninja has changed. I also retreated from the battlefield with Shu. Because at this time, Cloud Shinobi Village must have a person who can take charge of the overall situation. As a Raikage candidate, I is the most suitable. Not only the villagers of Cloud Shinobi Village were angry, the ninjas also felt humiliated. They are one of the 5 great nations, Cloud Shinobi Village of the Land of Thunder. They actually publicly executed their third Raikage. This is simply a blatant slap in the face of their Kingdom of Thunder. Even the daimyo of the Land of Thunder sent inquiries to Cloud Shinobi Village. Explore the situation and be sure to teach the country of Whirlpool a lesson. Not only must we return Raikage, we must also kneel down and apologize to the Kingdom of Thunder. The pressure from all sides such as villagers, ninjas and daimyo came to Ai's head, which made Ai's head hurt. If anyone wants to save third Raikage the most, it must be Ai. That's his dad, but he also knew the situation in the Kingdom of Thunder. The territory of the Kingdom of Thunder is invaded by Shu. What will he use to send troops? What should we do if the Kingdom of Thunder sends troops? Let yourself be slaughtered, even if his father was rescued by the entire power of the Kingdom of Thunder. But what about after coming back? Home is gone. Even if it was his father, knowing that he did this, the first thing he would do after being rescued would be to give him a kick, and then drag him to be buried with him in the Kingdom of Thunder. People want to be saved, but the Kingdom of Thunder cannot give up. Moreover, we don't know the situation in the Kingdom of Whirlpool. If we rush in rashly, we might easily fall into the enemy's trap. And since the Kingdom of Whirlpool dared to be so high profile and publicly execute Raikage, it proved that he had already prepared the intention of sending people to the Kingdom of Whirlpool to rob people. Saving people requires long-term planning. Moreover, the strength of the Kingdom of Whirlpool is probably even more terrifying than what the intelligence records in the Kingdom of Thunder indicate. Through the information transmitted from the Kingdom of Iron, I already knew the details of the battle between his father and the captain of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. That weird ability is simply hard to guard against. Even the Black Thunder that his father was most proud of couldn't guard against the enhanced abilities under the rules of the game. A captain already possesses this kind of strength. As for the information from the Kingdom of Whirlpool, there are a total of 13 captains. If every captain has cage-level strength, what will he do in the Kingdom of Thunder to rescue the movie? What's more, there are still unresolved problems in the Kingdom of Thunder. Originally, his father decided to convene the Five Shadows Conference this time in order to solve the void in the Kingdom of Thunder. As a result, the problem was not solved, and I got involved in it. The country of Whirlpool is not a son of man. It's obvious that they, the Kingdom of Thunder, want to contribute to the ninja world. However, the country of Whirlpool is selfish. Prepare to send technique from heaven, I'll go to Ironface. There are 3 days left before his father's execution. Based on the current situation of the Kingdom of Thunder, it is impossible to save his father. Need help, and the shadows of the other 3 major ninja villages who have not yet left the Kingdom of Iron are his targets for help. God-given technique. This is usually a secret technique used by Cloud Shinobi Village to transport supplies during times of war. Of course it can also transport people. However, during transportation, strong tearing will occur. If the body is not strong enough, it may fall apart in an instant. Currently, apart from third Raikage, the only one who can be teleported through the heavenly sending technique is I, who is as powerful as his body. Iron Country. Conference building. The 2-person scales Onoki and the others looked at each other. This country of Whirlpool is really unscrupulous. It was like pressing the meeting in the Kingdom of Thunder to the ground and rubbing it back and forth. Do you really think that the Kingdom of Thunder has no temper? But, perhaps the Kingdom of Whirlpool did it on purpose. Sarutobi Hiruzen guessed, as one of the victims who witnessed the power of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. He knew very well that in terms of high-level strength, the Kingdom of Whirlpool was not afraid of the Kingdom of Thunder at all. In other words, the Kingdom of Thunder does not have as much strength at the top level as the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Now there are 6 captains who have appeared in the Kingdom of Whirlpool. And the strength of each one has reached cage level, or even above cage level. Not to mention the other captains who haven't appeared yet. And the Kingdom of Thunder. He thought about it carefully. The third Raikage has become a prisoner of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. The only person who can carry the banner is third Raikage's son Ai. The rest are Tudai, 8 Tails and 2 Tails Jinchuriki. But according to the information shared to them by third Raikage before, the second tail Jinchuriki has been successfully captured by the blade numbered number 6. 8 Tails has no Jinchuriki and is not under control. In other words, the combat power of the Kingdom of Thunder is only Ai and Tutai. Tisk tisk. The combat power is far different from that of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. As for winning based on the number of people, not to mention the rapid development of the Kingdom of Whirlpool, there are already a lot of people at the grassroots level. Let's just talk about the geographical location of the Kingdom of Thunder and the Kingdom of Whirlpool. If the Kingdom of Thunder wants to suppress the Kingdom of Whirlpool with a large army, then there are two ways. A dirt road that crosses the country of fire and the country of Whirlpool. But obviously, Sarutobi Hiruzen cannot agree. This act of letting the enemy's army in is tantamount to inviting a wolf into the house. What if the Kingdom of Thunder solves the Kingdom of Whirlpool and turns around to attack the Kingdom of Fire? So that means there is only one waterway to travel through the Kingdom of Thunder. But walking by water, ninjas have to maintain the chakra under their feet at all times. It is estimated that in the country of Whirlpool, there is not much chakra left, and there is no combat power at all. Coupled with the virtual threat in the Kingdom of Thunder. The Kingdom of Thunder, it's already a dead end. The first time was the Kingdom of Water, the last time it was Konoha, and this time it was the Kingdom of Thunder. Is it possible that the Kingdom of Whirlpool wants to defeat all 5 major countries? Sarutobi Hiruzen was secretly shocked. However, I thought that this time it was the third Raikage provocation that made the country of Whirlpool have such a big reaction, so I felt relieved. But the strength of the Whirlpool Kingdom always made him a little uneasy. Nowadays, there are many people at the grassroots level in the country of Whirlpool. In addition, there are suspected to be 13 captains with guaranteed cage level strength. If you are determined to rule the ninja world, it seems possible. Then the Fire Country, which is a neighbor to the Whirlpool Country, will probably bear the brunt. Kingdom of Whirlpool, you must not become stronger again. Onoki, the two-person scale, looked thoughtful. If the battle between 3rd Raikage and Kyoraku Shunsui allowed him to see the strength of the country of Whirlpool. So the high-profile public execution of Raikage by the Kingdom of Whirlpool showed him the toughness of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. In other words, arrogant, and confidence in your own strength. Since you dare to be so high-profile, it proves that the Kingdom of Whirlpool is not afraid of a war between the Kingdom of Thunder and the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Maybe there are still some expectations. Don't look at it, this time it's just Raikage who suffered a serious blow. But if it were Hokage, Kage, even if he was Tsuchikage, he was sure that the country of Whirlpool would still dare to do this. Unscrupulous. This country may break the never-changing pattern of the ninja world. In other words, the Kingdom of Whirlpool has actually been broken. Wasn't the Kingdom of Water, once one of the 5 great kingdoms, now the territory of the Kingdom of Whirlpool? And now the Kingdom of Water is no longer called the Kingdom of Water, but has been renamed the capital of Water. The city of the Kingdom of Whirlpool, the capital of Water. The country of Whirlpool may have quite a lot of ambitions. We must find a way to curb it. He glanced around, looked at each other with Sarutobi Hiruzen and 3rd Kage, and could see the thoughts in their eyes. The Kingdom of Whirlpool can no longer be strong. Even more, they must weaken the strength of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. The Land of Fire, Konoha. Uchiha Clan Land, basement of Nanga Shrine. Uchiha Fugaku opened a pair of 3 Tomo Sharingan, with a complicated look in his eyes. When I heard the news from the Kingdom of Whirlpool again, I didn't expect that it was the news that Raikage was publicly executed. The Kingdom of Whirlpool is really unstoppable. Even Raikage can be captured. Although he doesn't know why the country of Whirlpool executed Raikage, it does not prevent him from realizing the great strength of the country of Whirlpool through this incident. Can he really save Makoto from the Uzumaki country with just his power? He placed his hand on Mangekyo Sharingan. Can you do it with just this pair of Mangekyo Sharingan? In fact, he already has the answer in his heart, and his father actually told him the answer during the last war. Cannot. Even the power of Mangekyo cannot do anything to the country of Whirlpool. But, there are some things that you always have to try. What, have you thought about it? At this moment, a hoarse voice suddenly sounded from the basement of Nanga Shrine. Black and white pitcher plant creatures slowly emerge from the ground. Uchiha Fugaku 3 Tomo Sharingan 9 rotates slightly, and there is no hint of the principle of absolute stealth. Secret technique, or blood inheritance limit, absolute appearance, Uchiha Fugaku did not make any waves. In other words, he is used to it. Ever since he awakened Mangekyo Sharingan, this man who is neither human nor ghost has been near him. Please give me flowers. At first Uchiha Fugaku thought about killing him. But it's so slippery that even if he uses Mangekyo Sharingan, it won't hurt him even a hair. The ability to escape is top-notch. Seeing that there was nothing he could do, Uchiha Fugaku gave up. Moreover, this guy also invited him to cooperate with them. Mouth. You have also seen how powerful the Kingdom of Whirlpool is. If you don't cooperate with us, it will be difficult for you to rescue your sweetheart from their hands. Uchiha Fugaku's eyes flashed and he said solemnly, the person behind you is really Uchiha Madara. He still couldn't believe it. Because everyone in the ninja world knows that in the Valley of the End, first Hokage Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara have a decisive battle. And the one who came back alive was Senju Hashirama. And Senju Hashirama also said personally that Uchiha Madara is dead. Now that a person named Uchiha Madara appears and comes to talk to him about cooperation, it is a bit unreliable no matter how you think about it. Ju smiled and said, what do I say? How about you see it with your own eyes? As long as you agree to cooperate with me, I will take you to see it. Uchiha Fugaku was silent for a moment. Finally he nodded. If it is Uchiha Madara, let alone saving Makoto, even if it means destroying the country of Whirlpool, it may not be a problem. Although the country of Uzumaki is powerful, Uchiha Madara is a myth in their Uchiha hearts. In this ninja world, there are only two invincible people. That's Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama. Either of them is the existence that suppresses the ninja world in the hearts of people in the ninja world. The Kingdom of Whirlpool is currently in the limelight, but when it comes to Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama, it has no choice but to surrender. Uchiha Fugaku took a deep breath and his eyes became firm. Even if there is a glimmer of hope, Uchiha Fugaku must hold on tightly. Okay, I'll cooperate with you. Zetsu grinned. The plan executor is finally here. A person with obsession like Uchiha Fugaku is simply the most suitable candidate. Not only are there the motivation to execute the plan, but there are also the means to contain him. Okay, after you settle Uchiha's affairs, we will set off to meet Madara-sama. The words fell. Zetsu dived into the ground again. The basement of Nanga Shrine fell into silence again. Underground. Black Zetsu's eyes were slightly closed. During this time, he was not just bewitching Uchiha Madara. Because of the emergence of the Whirlpool Kingdom, many changes have taken place in the ninja world. He is actively learning about these changes. A void that must appear suddenly. Shinigami of the land of Whirlpool. And the Five Shadows talk. But what he didn't expect was that the Five Shadows conference would overturn. The third Raikage fought with the captain of the Whirlpool country. What a joy to hear. However, this conflict between the Kingdom of Whirlpool and the Kingdom of Thunder might be an opportunity for him. An opportunity to take Uzumaki Nagato out of the Uzumaki country's sphere of influence. Maybe we can take advantage of the Kingdom of Thunder. But based on the intelligence he checked from various countries, the strength of the Kingdom of Thunder is a bit underwhelming. Especially the detailed information on Konoha recorded in the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Every captain of the Kingdom of Whirlpool actually possesses cage level strength, or even strength above cage level. And there are 13 such teammates in total. When I saw this, he was really shocked. The first reaction is the information wrong? But what happened at Third Raikage today made him understand that Konoha's intelligence was not exaggerated. The strength of the Kingdom of Whirlpool is so terrifying. The Kingdom of Thunder alone may not cause much harm to the unexpected kingdom. We have to find a way to help the Kingdom of Thunder. Just when Black Zetsu was planning something. Iron Country. A flash of lightning flashed across the sky. Ai's figure suddenly appeared with wisps of green smoke. It is the heaven-sent technique from the land of thunder. At this time, the Iron Country building has been transformed into an open air by Kyoraku Shunsui. Ai doesn't have to go through the main entrance either. Jump directly up, arriving in front of 2-day scale Onoki and others. Ai's sudden appearance surprised them all. Too fast. It took only half a day for the news to spread back. If you travel in a hurry, it will take at least a day and a half from the Kingdom of Thunder to the Kingdom of Iron. Is it a gift of technique? Several people narrowed their eyes and had guesses in their minds. At the same time, the physical fitness is also frightening. Being able to use the heaven-sent technique is probably about the same as the Third Raikage. I glanced at them and said without any nonsense, the situation in the Kingdom of Ore is clearer than everyone else. Quote. I came here this time just to ask for help from you all. The two-person scales Onoki and others stared. Ask for help. 3. Chapter 86 Two Major Evidences, Execution. Help. The two-person scales Onoki and the others stared. Good guy, your dad is still trying to get support in the name of the Ninja Alliance. You're better off, just ask for it. Really worthy of being a father and son, no shame at all. Although they decided to suppress the Kingdom of Whirlpool, it has nothing to do with helping you Kingdom of Thunder. Sarutobi Hiruzen closed his eyes slightly and declined politely. You know Konoha really can't spare any manpower right now. Sarutobi Hiruzen has a point. The front line is fighting Tsunade, and the rear area is being ruined by the Kingdom of Whirlpool. They are busy rebuilding. How can anyone help the Kingdom of Thunder? Konoha can't use it yet. Ai's eyelids drooped. With his temper, it doesn't matter what you do, let Lousy feel comfortable first. But now that I want to ask for help from others, it's better not to be too overbearing. And the reason why Sarutobi Hiruzen refused is hard to fault. Third Kazekage also said, you know San Shinobi. San Shinobi is at war with Konoha. Because Konoha is too strong and the front line is tight, it is really powerless. If Konoha doesn't support you, Tsunade will naturally not support you either. What if one missing combat power might be the key to victory or defeat? Sarutobi Hiruzen glanced at the third Kazekage. Do you think Konoha is strong now? How come I haven't seen you faint during the fight? I looked deeply at third Kazekage and said, the problem of Hollow still requires the unity of the ninja world. The war between Tsunade and Konoha should end as soon as possible. Then he set his sights on 2-day scale Onoki. Onoki, the two-person scale, closed his eyes tightly, and the old god said, you know Rock Shinobi. Stop. Ai's eyes widened and he said, old man Tsuchikage, you Rock Shinobi have had a peaceful time. What can happen? Onoki, the two-person scale, was not upset when he was interrupted. He said slowly, future Raikage, who has no relatives and no reason, who is willing to help you, 321, for no reason. Ai's eyes became deep and he took a deep breath. As long as Iwagakure assists me, Cloud Shinobi Village, and after the Ninja Alliance is established, I, Cloud Shinobi Village, are willing to vote for Rock Shinobi as the commander-in-chief of the alliance. The two-person scales Onoki opened his eyes slightly, and his eyes flashed. After seeing the power of the Hollow, and the forces behind it, it is suspected that the energy of 10-tailed beast level combat powers. The establishment of the Ninja Alliance is essential. The position of commander-in-chief who can command the entire coalition forces is indeed good. The expressions of 3rd Kazekage and Sarutobi Hiruzen also changed slightly. Command the entire coalition army. It's really tempting. But Onoki, the two-person scale, was still there, neither nodding nor shaking his head. The position of commander-in-chief of the Ninja Alliance is nothing more than a blank check. To prevent the Kingdom of Thunder from being unable to open, he also needs the Kingdom of Thunder to sacrifice some of its own interests. It's true that the rabbit is missing and the hawk is missing. I cursed inwardly, then took a deep breath. Okay, if Iwagakure can help our Kingdom of Thunder to save the movie, our Kingdom of Kai will share the rights with the 10 kingdoms. Boom. I's words were like thunder on the ground, shaking the hearts of others. Central Mountains. This is the richest mineral vein in the Kingdom of Thunder. There are all kinds of thunder stones, rainbow stones, chakra metals, etc. It is also the capital of the Kingdom of Thunder for so many years. The other ninja villages wanted to bite off a piece of flesh from the Kingdom of Thunder. I didn't expect that the son of 3rd Raikage would be so courageous. After I said this condition, his whole body slumped down like a deflated balloon. It seemed that making this decision took a lot of determination on his part. But that's just his acting skills. Although this condition sounds very tempting. But I added a precondition. That is to save his father. As long as you want to get the development rights of the Central Mountains, you must use all the power of the country to help the Kingdom of Thunder save the movie. But when it comes to going deep into the country of Whirlpool and rescuing Raikage, the success rate is less than 10%. After all, that is the territory of the Kingdom of Whirlpool, and the Kingdom of Whirlpool is powerful. I was forced to find the enemy. And once the Earth Kingdom is really determined, it wants to obtain the development rights of the Central Mountains. If Raikage can be rescued, his vitality will be severely damaged. At that time, when Raikage has almost recovered, the Ninja Coalition will also destroy the virtual capital. Then fight with the weakened Earth Kingdom and take back the development rights of the Central Mountain Range. In the end, the Kingdom of Thunder had nothing to lose. The development rights of the Central Mountains are just a hook he released. Without bloodletting, how could we compare to these old men? I's calculations were clear in his mind. But others are obviously not stupid either. Onoki, the two-person scale, gradually calmed down. I wasn't stimulated by Ihua's pie. It's not easy to rescue Raikage from the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Onoki, the two-person scale, mused, the conditions for rescuing Raikage are too harsh. If it cannot be completed, then Iwagakure, haven't my efforts been in vain? Well, how about Iwagakure, provide a cage-level reinforcement to the Kingdom of Thunder and get the right to develop the Central Mountain Range for 1 year. I's eyes flashed slightly. That's okay too. After all, we are saving people, and too many people is not good. I nodded and said, okay. The two-person scale's Onoki's eyes lit up and he said, okay, let's sign the agreement. It just so happened that Lao Zi was picking on him every day, giving him a task and letting him go out for a walk. He is also very quiet. Moreover, they don't need to pay too many million. When in doubt, run away. Anyway, whether we can save Raikage or not, the development rights of this Central Mountain Range will be decided by other lands. Sarutobi Hiruzen and 3rd Kazekage are also ready to make a move. But I thought about the people I have available now. Forget it. Time flew by like a flash, and it soon came to 3 days later. The country of Whirlpool, Seireiyan. A black and purple butterfly landed on Uzumaki Chihiro's hand. Asked, is this the newly researched projection hell butterfly? Ninmeng lowered her head and said, yes. Uzumaki Chihiro's eyes flashed and he said, just in time, let them fly to the ninja world and broadcast the entire execution of Raikage today. Obtained the order from Lord Soul King. Ninmeng quickly acted. Since the hell butterfly is the creature that Shinigami usually uses for communication, its speed is not slow either. Soon it was flying all over the ninja world. What kind of butterfly is this? Why have I never seen it before? People not only expressed doubts when they saw the hell butterfly everywhere. Fire Nation, Konoha Village. The 5 Shadows talks are temporarily postponed. Sarutobi Hiruzen also returned to Konoha. Sarutobi Hiruzen, who was working at his desk in Hokage's office, paused. On his desk, a black-purple butterfly fell gently. Quote. Sarutobi Hiruzen had a flash of doubt in his eyes. But soon, there was a sudden roar above the hell butterfly, and a picture suddenly appeared. Sarutobi Hiruzen opened his eyes and stood up instantly. What's the situation? Hearing the noise, Anbu also appeared instantly and started to be alert. However, when they saw that hell butterfly made no other movements, they were all stunned. Sarutobi Hiruzen waved his hand to stop them from moving forward and took a closer look. I saw the picture above the hell butterfly. An execution platform came into view. The figure on the execution platform is none other than 3rd Raikage. How is this going? Sarutobi Hiruzen exclaimed. Why does 3rd Raikage appear on this butterfly? At the same time, 3rd Raikage scenes have appeared in various places such as Iwagakure, Tsunade, Cloud Shinobi Village, etc. Almost everyone couldn't help but exclaimed. Suddenly, a cold voice came from the projection. Hello everyone in the ninja world, this is Sokyoku Hill in the Seireiyan of Uzumaki country. Over there is Sokyokudai, the instrument used to execute criminals. The person waiting to be executed now is the much anticipated 3rd Raikage. That's right, today we in the Kingdom of Whirlpool will use this projection hell butterfly to broadcast the execution of 3rd Raikage live throughout the entire ninja world. That's what's called public execution. Public execution. Hearing the voice coming from the screen, everyone was shocked. Only then did I understand that the public execution mentioned by the Kingdom of Whirlpool 3 days ago was actually so public. Earth Country, Iwagakure. 2 days later, Onoki's eyes narrowed. The Kingdom of Whirlpool is really a good trick. Can this butterfly be used to broadcast the scene of a place in real time? And it can also transmit sound. With just one glance, Onoki saw the deeper strategic value of this butterfly. No wonder the technology of the country of Whirlpool makes the third Raikage so coveted. Now, even he was a little moved. However, the real-time live broadcast of this butterfly can also allow him to see the specific strength of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. The Country of Thunder, Cloud Shinobi Village. Boom. I slammed his fist on the wall angrily and stared at the bloody third Raikage on the Sokyoku stage. My heart is filled with rage. How are the arrangements? Secretary Raikage said. We have all arrived at the border of the Country of Whirlpool, just waiting for your order. Okay. Prepare a gift of technique for me immediately. Yes. The scene of the Hell Butterfly continues. At Sokyoku Hill, some people also came one after another. They all wore black and white Death Tyrant uniforms, with numbers printed on their white feather fabrics. These are the captains of each division. Onoki, the two-person scale, carefully watched the content on the screen. I counted them silently in my mind. 6. In other words, there are a total of 6 captains appearing on the screen. Where are the others? Are you performing some task? Others also noticed how special these people were. Combining the information from the Kingdom of Whirlpool, it was quickly understood that these should be the captains of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. At the same time, I was also wondering, only 6 people appeared. Is it possible? Raikage is not worthy enough to send out all the captains of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Moreover, the mysterious Spirit King is not here either. At this moment, the voice on the screen sounded again. It's almost time, let's start the execution. Rukia Kuchiki stepped forward and began to read out the evidence of Third Raikage. Cloud Shinobi Village Third Raikage in the Land of Thunder, the execution evidence is as follows. 1. The sin of greed. For Cloud Shinobi Village's own selfish desires, improve the progress of researching the tailed beast Jinchuriki. Send Cloud Shinobi in disguise, sneak into the Kingdom of Whirlpool, and carry out a devastating blow to the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Slaughter the residents of the Kingdom of Whirlpool and plunder the sealed secrets of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Wow. As soon as this evidence of crime came out, the entire ninja world was in an uproar. It turns out that before the Kingdom of Whirlpool was destroyed, the mastermind behind it was actually the Kingdom of Thunder. Hiss. No wonder the country of Whirlpool wants to publicly execute Third Raikage. This is a feud between the country and the family. In order to obtain other people's secret skills, they destroyed their entire country. They are worse than bandits. Bah, what a bullshit big country that can only bully the weak and fear the strong. Why don't you go to the land of fire and the land of earth? The criminal evidence of Third Raikage was exposed, instantly arousing the anger of the people. Only the top leaders of various countries who have known the truth for a long time remained silent. I gritted his teeth and clenched his fists tightly. This time he not only pressed the country of Thunder's face to the ground and rubbed it, but also nailed the country of Thunder to the pillar of shame. Even the ninja economy of Cloud Shinobi Village will be affected. After all, the image of the Kingdom of Thunder, through the propaganda of the Kingdom of Whirlpool, has left a deep impression on the bandits in the ninja world. No one wants to do business with bandits. Especially for some entrusted tasks, people will not find a country that does not feel safe to release them. In the picture projected by the Hell Butterfly, the declaration of guilt continues. 2. The sin of arrogance. During the Five Shadows talks, they forced the country of Whirlpool to hand over all the technology belonging to the country of Whirlpool. After being refused, they suddenly took action to seize the technology of the country of Whirlpool. Another piece of evidence of guilt caused another stir in the ninja world. Damn it, Raikage is so disgusting. Force others to hand over their technology, and if you don't give it, I'll beat you. The Kingdom of Thunder is so overbearing, so the ninja world should just be yours, the Kingdom of Thunder. Mad, Lousy ordered Raikage to give me his wife for 2 days. Let me see if you can do it. This superior person's attitude of overwhelming others with power instantly resonated with the common people in the ninja world. Swearing at Third Raikage, even the Kingdom of Thunder is not immune. Who made the Third Raikage belong to your Kingdom of Thunder? Moreover, the upper beam is not straight and the lower beam is crooked. With such a leader here, the people of the Kingdom of Thunder must not be a good thing. For a time, the reputation of the Kingdom of Thunder dropped instantly. It even caused public outrage in the ninja world. Watching this scene, Onoki, Sarutobi Hiruzen and Third Kage trembled in their hearts. Cloud Shinobi Village is now ruined. In the ninja world, the pillar economy of each ninja village has always been the ninja economy. As long as someone issues tasks to Ninja Village, the economic chain will never be broken. Even with the growth of credibility, task completion rate, and reputation, the tasks just keep coming. The major ninja villages rely on the income earned by ninjas from completing commissions to support the operation of the ninja villages. The exposure of Cloud Shinobi Village through the country of Whirlpool caused public outrage in the ninja world. Judging from now, it is estimated that not many people will go to Cloud Shinobi Village to issue commissions in the future. After all, there are other ninja villages to choose from in the ninja world, so there is no need to choose one with a bad reputation. This method, it's really scary, easily destroying a shinobi village from an economic perspective. If this happened to them, the more they think about it, the scarier they feel. The country of Whirlpool, Seireiyan. Rukia Kuchiki finished her announcement, looked coldly at the disheveled third Raikage, and said coldly, Sinner Raikage, do you have any last words? The third Raikage wanted to use the chakra in his body, but found that the chakra was like a pool of stagnant water. No matter how much strength he exerted, chakra remained motionless. Sealing technique. Even the chakra can be sealed. It seems that when the country of Whirlpool was destroyed, a lot of technology was still missed. Third Raikage did not have the fear of facing death in his heart. He grinned and laughed. The thing I regret most. His tone suddenly became gloomy. It's just that when I discovered that there were still remnants of the Uzumaki clan in the country of Whirlpool, I didn't eradicate them. Rukia Kuchiki said expressionlessly. Execution. Crack. Just as she finished speaking, a flash of lightning suddenly flashed across the sky. Ai's figure appeared instantly. He shouted angrily. Let's see who dares. Chapter 87 I. My speed is unmatched in the ninja world. Interesting for you. Unveiling Tim Walls. The inspiring story of his family. More. 451. 113. 150. A bolt of lightning pierced the sky above the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Ai's figure was spread to all corners of the ninja world by the projection hell butterfly. He's a Cloud Shinobi Village Raikage candidate. The Kingdom of Thunder is really easy to go to the Kingdom of Whirlpool to save people. It's impossible not to go. Even if we can't be saved, the Kingdom of Thunder must go. Otherwise, they will lose all their face. As people say, the Kingdom of Whirlpool's public execution of Third Raikage is tantamount to attacking the Kingdom of Thunder. One of the 5 great powers, it even calls itself the Kingdom of Thunder, is a powerful country on par with Konoha. If Raikage was treated like this by the country of Whirlpool, and there was no action at all, it would not only be embarrassing, but also make the people of the country of Thunder angry and disappointed. When the people's morale becomes disorganized, I'm afraid something worse will happen to the Kingdom of Thunder. Even if it's just a show, you still have to come to the Kingdom of Whirlpool to experience this. The country of Whirlpool, Seireiyan. The disheveled third Raikage was not happy at all when he saw Ai appear. Instead, he cursed angrily. You idiot. How dare you come? Get back to lousy. The third Raikage, who was defeated by Kiraku Shunsui himself, has gained a better understanding of the power of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Especially the past few days of being imprisoned in the Confession Palace made him understand the horror and weirdness of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. What's more, he couldn't understand the situation in the Kingdom of Thunder. Ai appears here at this time, who will take care of Shu in the Kingdom of Thunder. This idiot, how could you ignore the Kingdom of Thunder just for him? He ended up in this situation entirely because his skills were inferior to others and he brought it upon himself. If the Kingdom of Thunder is in danger because of saving him, then he is the real sinner of the Kingdom of Thunder. I also understood the worries in Third Raikage's heart and said loudly, Don't worry, Dad, I have already settled down in the Kingdom of Thunder. As long as I rescue you as soon as possible, there will be no problems in the Kingdom of Thunder. After the words fell, I didn't care about Third Raikage's reaction, and suddenly lightning flashed on his body. Chakra mode. Ray body flicker technique. Crack. There was just a sound of thunder, and Ai's figure disappeared instantly and appeared near Third Raikage. He wanted to take advantage of the Whirlpool Kingdom before he could react and take action quickly to try to save the Third Raikage first. And his most confident aspect is his speed. His speed, even in the time and space ninjutsu, he dares to compete with 1 or 2. As long as you are fast enough, you can save Dad before others can react. Ai looked around with his peripheral vision. It was discovered that the captains of the Kingdom of Whirlpool did not seem to expect that he would be so decisive, and still stood there without reacting. Ai's face was filled with joy. Sure enough, his speed made it impossible for even the captains of the Whirlpool Kingdom to react. Succeeded. Ai roared angrily and stretched out his thick arms towards the third generation shadow. Sudden. With a snap, Ai's arm suddenly froze and could no longer move forward. On his thick arm, a petite hand pressed on it at some point. Ai's pupils shrank suddenly. I was shocked at first. Then another wave of surprise arose. How could anyone keep up with his speed? He looked up and saw a woman with long purple hair, golden eyes, and brown skin looking at him playfully. Shi Huan-Yi commented. The speed is not bad, but I'm not hungry enough to save the third Raikage like this. Ai's eyes widened, and the muscles in his arms bulged and began to exert force. No matter how fast a woman is, as long as she is strong enough, she can still break through her defenses. But soon, Ai's expression changed slightly. His arms were trembling slightly, and no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't move forward any further. This woman is so strong. It was only then that the people who ate melons reacted in front of the projection. There was actually a speed battle at that moment. As expected of the future fourth Raikage, there is nothing to say in terms of speed. The response from the Kingdom of Whirlpool was also very fast. I didn't even see clearly when the Raikage candidate passed by, but I was stopped by this woman from the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Normally, they would never have the opportunity to watch the battle between top experts. They were all excited, pointing and commenting on the people in the projection. Earth Country, Iwagakure. The two-person scales Onoki's eyes narrowed. He was not surprised at all by Ai's speed. Iwagakure has fought against Raikage many times, and he understands that one of their advantages is their speed, which is almost comparable to the time and space ninjutsu. But the woman from Whirlpool Kingdom could rival Ai in speed, which was beyond his expectation. No, this woman, maybe even faster than Ai. After all, I came first, but she was able to come later and block Ai's way. And I have not seen this woman before. In other words, this woman just arrived. Or is it hidden somewhere? The Kingdom of Whirlpool is really a crouching tiger, hidden dragon. The land of fire, Konoha. Understand the land of Uzumaki better than others. When Sarutobi Hiruzen saw the appearance of Shihoin Yoruichi, his eyes suddenly narrowed. With this speed, he is definitely a captain-level figure. Another new captain-level character. But what puzzled him was why he didn't see the squad number on the back of Shihoin Yoruichi. Putting this doubt in his heart for the time being, Sarutobi Hiruzen continued to observe the screen projected by the Hell Butterfly. At the same time, I felt deeply for the generosity and stupidity of the country of Whirlpool. He actually projected such an important battle scene to the entire ninja world. Isn't this telling the ninja world all the information about his powerful people? Later, when the ninja world develops a method specifically targeting them, they will be able to enjoy the good fruits of the land of Whirlpool. The projection screen changed again. Shihoin calmly held Ai down all night, ignoring Ai who was struggling with her, and closed her eyes to feel it carefully. He chuckled and said, 1, 2, more than 30 people dare to come to the Kingdom of Whirlpool to save people. They are really underestimated. As Yoruichi's words fell, the picture of the projected Hell Butterfly is divided into 5 pictures. Some of the faces familiar to some people in the ninja world came into view, causing a burst of exclamation. Explosion-style hunting. Isn't this Iwagaker's ninja? How come it appears in the country of Whirlpool? Iwagaker. The 2-person scale Onoki frowned slightly. I didn't expect to be discovered so quickly. And it was also broadcast live. Now the whole ninja world knows that Iwagaker helped Cloud Shinobi Village rescue Raikage. A little surprised, people looked at the next picture. This is the bounty hunter. Why is he here too? I heard that the Kingdom of Thunder issued a mission to rescue Raikage at the underground exchange 2 days ago. I heard that the reward was very generous. I guess it has something to do with this. Oh, that's it, then it's not surprising. Kakuzu. Several major ninja villages have turned over information, but apart from knowing that Kakuzu is a cage-level figure in Takigakure village, there is no detailed information. Etc. Suddenly a piece of information caught their attention, and they all widened their eyes. Ever carried out a mission to assassinate first Hokage Senju Hashirama? Hiss. This person is certainly not simple. Although the assassination mission failed, he was the god of ninja. Kakuzu was able to escape unharmed even after the assassination attempt failed. This alone is enough to prove his gold content. Ah, sneeze. Kakuzu rubbed his nose and looked around, suddenly feeling uneasy. This country of Whirlpool is really weird. If the bounty hadn't been high enough, he wouldn't have come to this muddy water. No, after the mission is over, you have to add money. Skip Kakuzu's screen. Shinobi Village, who had learned about Iwagaker's intelligence, once again discovered a familiar face. Four Tails Jinchuriki. However, this character was only known to some high-level officials in the ninja world, so it did not cause much sensation. Shimura Danzo narrowed his eyes slightly. Iwagaker is really a big deal, he even sent out Jinchuriki. Sarutobi Hiruzen was also a little frightened. I originally thought that Iwagaker would support some Jonin at most, but I didn't expect that even the Four Tails Jinchuriki would be used. It seems that Two Scales Onoki is bound to win the Central Mountain Range. Behind Lao Zi's picture are the Earth platform and some Jonin. These Jonin were led by Todai and harassed the country of Whirlpool. Seeing these configurations, some people questioned it. Just a few people to save Raikage. What do you know? Army dispatching takes time. How can it be completed in 2 days? Of course, some people who knew the situation in the Kingdom of Thunder remained silent. The Kingdom of Thunder also wanted to send out troops, but Shu's constraints prevented them from doing so. Unless you really give up on the Kingdom of Thunder. But this is obviously not enough. But I didn't have any worries in his heart. After all, it is just to save people, and with fewer people, it is more mobile. Find an opportunity to save the third Raikage and just run away. But it was obvious that the Kingdom of Whirlpool would not give him this opportunity easily. Shihuan said one night, "You go and deal with the other intruders, leave this place to me." The captains nodded. Now Shihuan is the same as Rukia Kuchiki, and he is a famous person next to the Soul King. Don't dare to offend. Rukia Kuchiki sensed it and found a location. Shunpo went there. The other captains also went looking for their opponents. Byakuya Kuchiki waited quietly, and then dared to go in the direction Rukia Kuchiki left. This arrogant B***ch. Shihuan muttered quietly all night long. Ai's expression did not change. It seems that this situation has been anticipated. But this was originally their plan. Let others attract other combat forces from the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Release the combat power around Third Raikage, so that I will be less stressed and able to find opportunities to rescue Third Raikage. And the effect seems to be very good. I don't know if it was this woman's arrogance or stupidity that made everyone leave. Do you really think you can stop him by yourself? Even 2-day scale Onoki couldn't help laughing when he saw the situation on the projection. You underestimate Ai so much, be careful of capsizing in the gutter. Sarutobi Hiruzen flicked the ashes in his pipe, and in his heart he labeled the country of Whirlpool as proud and complacent. It seems that the defeat of the Kingdom of Water and Konoha has caused the Kingdom of Whirlpool to expand a lot. Do you really think that if you are fast and strong, you can stop Ai? Raikage candidate, not because he is the son of Third Raikage, but because of his strength. But this scene is what Sarutobi Hiruzen wants to see. If people don't expand, how can they perish? With this scene now, maybe the Kingdom of Thunder can really save the third Raikage. And this defeat of the Whirlpool Kingdom is the beginning of its demise. Just when they were criticizing the arrogance of the Kingdom of Whirlpool, the picture of the projected Hell Butterfly changed again. The ninjas who invaded the Kingdom of Whirlpool met their enemies one after another. But what surprised them was, Explosion-style Hunter didn't meet any captain, but an ordinary team member who looked unremarkable in a Death Tyrant uniform. Hey, you are the intruder. Explosion-style Hunter frowned and stopped. The team member pulled out the knife from his waist and pointed it at him. Hujong said, I heard that you were called Bakudo. Does that mean your Bakudo is very strong? Explosion-style Hunter said with an indifferent expression, it's no problem to kill you. Ha ha ha, okay, then let me, Wari Jinpachi, teach you your explosion style. Let's see who is stronger with your explosion style or my explosion sword. No pair Jinpachi. As soon as this name came out, Onoki and the others in front of the projection screen were instantly stunned. Murray Jinpachi, one of the 7 ninja swordsmen. Murray Jinpachi, didn't you say that he died due to the conflict with the Uzumaki country? Onoki, the 2-person scale, frowned, is there an error in the information? Moreover, why does Murray Jinpachi seem to be working for the country of Uzumaki? After the Kingdom of Water was occupied by the Kingdom of Whirlpool, these people had no backbone at all, so they just openly worked for the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Regardless of whether it was a 2-digit scale, Onoki was confused. Even Sarutobi Hiruzen and others doubted whether the village's intelligence was wrong. But this information was recorded by Tsukumo himself. And he saw it with his own eyes. What on earth is it? Only Orochimaru had a mysterious face and 743 stared at Muri Jinpachi in the projection with bright eyes. Nawaki's soul was cultivated by the Kingdom of Whirlpool and awakened Zanpakuto similar to wood style. So what special abilities will Muri Jinpachi awaken? The country of Whirlpool, Seireiyan. Explosion-style Carry was shocked, obviously he also knew the information about Muri Jinpachi. After carefully observing his appearance, it was indeed no different from what was recorded in the intelligence. 7 ninja swordsmen, aren't you from the Kingdom of Water? Ha, Lousy is a native of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Muri Jinpachi said impatiently, stop talking nonsense, let's eat Lousy first and hit Hado White Thunder. Buzz. A bolt of lightning burst out from Muri Jinpachi's fingertips and shot directly at Explosion-style Hunter. Muji Ninjutsu. Even if he knew some information about the Kingdom of Whirlpool, he still couldn't help but be frightened when he saw this kind of Muji Ninjutsu with his own eyes. Fortunately, he was not slow to respond. Explosion-style Thunder Punch. Explosion-style Carry Punch by Lei, causing an explosion instantly. Muri Jinpachi's eyes suddenly became excited, good job. Blast. Spray droplets. The sword in Muri Jinpachi's hand instantly changed into a generous, book-like form. There are talismans hanging on every page. It looks somewhat similar to the ninja sword he used when he was alive, but the effect is completely different. Muri Jinpachi waved his hand lightly, and pieces of talisman flew out of the book, flying towards the Explosion-style Hunter like an arm commanded. Explosion-style Hunter's expression changed, he quickly punched and intercepted each talisman paper with his explosive fist. Boom boom boom. The explosive fist comes into contact with the talisman, causing an explosion instantly. The impact of the explosion made Explosion-style Sho take a few steps back. He looked at Muri Jinpachi's sword with some fear. Detonator. Could it be the blasting sword, one of the 7 ninja swords? But it was different from what was recorded in the intelligence. The detonating talisman of the explosive knife should be uncontrollable. But obviously, no one answered this question for him. Seeing that Muri Jinpachi missed the target, he quickly got closer and swung his sword down. Explosive Sword Hunter quickly swung his fists and blocked Fei Mo with his explosive fists. Boom. A fire ignited from between the two of them. Boom. Explosive Sword Hunter was instantly knocked away by the terrifying impact. On the contrary, Muri Jinpachi acted like a normal person. Muli Jinpachi grinned, and the page of Fei Mo's book suddenly opened. There are densely packed talisman papers on it, and the curse patterns on the talisman paper look like a dragon with fangs and claws. Foam Explosive Dragon. Roar. A ferocious roar came from the Fei Mo blade, and soon the talismans formed a giant dragon and soared into the sky. The giant dragon's eyes were burning with orange-red flames, staring at the explosive Sword Hunter, and swooped down. Not far away, Komamura Sajin saw this scene and turned around directly. It looks like I'm not needed here anymore. The talents that the Kingdom of Whirlpool focuses on cultivating will finally shine in the ninja world. Boom. As Komamura Sajin left, a burst of fire suddenly rose. Chapter 88 Bankai Kamishini no Yari. Boom. In the Kingdom of Whirlpool, a firelight rises on the streets of Jingalingting. The building collapsed and smoke and dust suddenly flew everywhere. Muri Jinpachi laughed, but soon he stopped laughing. He looked at the ruined building in front of him, his face was a little stiff, and he whispered in a low voice, I shouldn't have to pay for it, right? When the smoke and dust dissipated, the scene after the explosion was revealed. I saw the body of the Explosion-style Hunter scattered in pieces on the ruins, with blood splattered everywhere. His eyes were wide open, as if he had seen something unbelievable, with a look of death. Muri Jinpachi curled his lips and said disdainfully, Explosion-style hunting, that's it. His droplets didn't even open the second page. What level? Use a similar title to match him. The number 1 explosive genius in the ninja world is undoubtedly Muri Jinpachi. Wow. The scene of Explosion-style Hunter being instantly killed was spread throughout the ninja world through the projection of hell butterflies. The popularity of explosion-style hunter is very high among ninjas. Almost every ninja team on a mission that encounters the explosion-style hunter will be dissuaded by his terrifying explosion style. Especially on the battlefield, the explosion style is invincible and can be called a major weapon in war. Impress the ninjas. But now, such an elite ninja who made them frightened was killed instantly. And still using the same type of explosion style. Earth Country, Iwagakure, Onoki, who had 2 scales, had an ugly expression on his face, and a surge of anger rose in his heart. Iwagakure's elite, explosion-style hunter, died like this. Such a hasty death. He even has no power to fight back. Even explosion style was crushed by the opponent. Explosion-style Kurika, a ninja carefully trained by Iwagakure, was instantly killed by an ordinary member of the Uzumaki country. Even if this ordinary team member was once one of the 7 ninja swordsmen of the Kingdom of Water. But this kind of character is just an ordinary player in the Kingdom of Whirlpool. So the explosion-style hunter who was instantly killed by him is not as good as an ordinary player in the Kingdom of Whirlpool. This is simply worse than killing him. Shame on you. What a shame. Of course, he also knew that this could not be blamed on explosion-style hunter. It's just because the opponent's explosion style is stronger than the explosion style. It's more flexible. Explosion-style hunter's explosion style can only be used at close range, similar to a nintai jutsu. But Murray Jinpachi's explosion style can actually appear in the form of a dragon. Simply appalling. Even Onoki, who is well-informed, has never been able to master the explosion style. No, it's not even clear whether that ability is explosion style. On the contrary, it is the ninja sword that Mugarashi Jinpachi has been using before, and even the name is the same. But it is different from the droplets in the intelligence. If the 7 ninja swordsmen of the Land of Water had this kind of ability, how could they be ranked at the bottom of the 5 major nations? Just relying on the expression form of explosion style, it is guaranteed to be able to cultivate a quasi-shadow. Obviously, the droplets in the past can only detonate the detonating talisman on the sword when it hits the target. It is a move that can damage the enemy by 1000 and damage itself by 800. Have today's droplets evolved? Onoki, a man with 2 scales, has deep eyes. I remembered the information about the special knife from the Kingdom of Whirlpool. There can only be one reasonable explanation for Murray Jinpachi being strengthened to such an extent. That is the Kingdom of Whirlpool. The Kingdom of Whirlpool actually possesses the technology to forge the boundaries of blood inheritance. Onoki, who had 2 scales, suddenly felt hot in his heart. Understand 3rd Raikage, become 3rd Raikage. Anyway, the Kingdom of Whirlpool must be suppressed. This conflict between the Kingdom of Thunder and the Kingdom of Whirlpool is just used to provide them with information about the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Although the loss of the explosion-style hunter made him feel a little distressed, as long as the major ninja villages united to put pressure on the Kingdom of Whirlpool, the explosive sword-flying Mo will be regarded as compensation for the sacrifice of the explosion-style hunter. Equally greedy are Sarutobi Hiruzen and 3rd Kazekage. Yuan Feiyu has experienced the power of the Kingdom of Whirlpool in a day or two. 3rd Kazekage has never seen anything special about Zanpakuto except for watching Kyoraku Shunsui's performance. And although Kyoraku Shunsui's ability is weird, it is difficult to associate it with his sword. But Mu-Lee Jinpachi's sword is different, it is a shining explosion style. Getting one is like having a ninja with the blood inheritance limit. Sunagakure also wants a share of the Whirlpool country's technology. The quick defeat of explosion-style hunter caused some sensation in the ninja world. But soon, they no longer paid attention to the death of explosion-style hunter. Because the excitement of the Kingdom of Whirlpool continues. The country of Whirlpool, Seireiyan. A certain street. Kakuzu swaggered down the street. After all, the task he was assigned was to attract the attention of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Hado number 4 White Thunder backquote. Crack. A bolt of lightning struck quickly, Kakuzu's eyes flashed slightly, and he turned sideways to easily avoid the White Thunder. As this the Muji ninjutsu mentioned in the information. Kakuzu became interested. Originally, he did not know the information about the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Although the Kingdom of Whirlpool has been in the limelight recently, he has become a rebellious ninja and has no source of intelligence. Therefore, the information about the Kingdom of Whirlpool was provided by the Kingdom of Thunder. After all, we are working in the Kingdom of Thunder, so of course we have to share information. Moreover, this information is very complete, and it also records some of the captain's special abilities. It is said that Konoha provided it for free. While Kakuzu was thinking about the manifestations of these Muji ninjutsu, he slashed at the many Shinigami members who had gathered around him. Kakuzu's face was expressionless, showing no sense of urgency about being surrounded. Hado number 4. White Thunder. Hado's 11. Hado. Muji ninjutsu was released from the hands of the Shinigami team members one by one. Kakuzu narrowed his eyes slightly and formed seals with his hands. Earth style wall. All the Shinigami members' attacks were intercepted. Immediately afterwards, Kakuzu continued to change his hands. Water style water curtain. A water cannon swooped down and hit the Shinigami team members. Boom. A dent formed in the roadway of the street. Fortunately, the Shinigami reacted quickly and quickly left the place. But Kakuzu's attack is not over yet. Lightning style ground walk. Crack. Thunder snakes were swimming on the ground, taking care of each other with the water left behind by the previous water curtain tent. For a moment, thunder and lightning exploded. Kakuzu narrowed his eyes slightly and murmured, "You still don't use those knives in the intelligence." Or are these people unable to use those kinds of knives? After all, it is a ninja tool that can use the blood inheritance limit, so it should not be ruined. Seeing the image of Kakuzu suppressing the Shinigami and fighting on the projected hell butterfly, Onoki and the others finally breathed a sigh of relief. It seems that this is the true level of ordinary members of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. These team members obviously cannot use those special ninja swords, and the power of Muji ninjutsu is far different from that of the captains. The Mwashi Jinpachi just now is obviously an exception. This time, Onoki and the others were relieved. Projection screen, the battle situation changes rapidly. After Kakuzu saw that these team members had no other means except those Muji ninjutsu, he obviously didn't want to continue playing. His eyes turned cold and he said in a deep voice, I don't know, what are the attributes of your heart? Fire style head work hard. Call. Flames like sea water covered the streets and rushed straight towards the Shinigami. The entire street was in flames, leaving the Shinigami with no way to escape. It's over. He is indeed a strong man who can assassinate the first Hokage. This sea of fire shocked everyone who was watching the projection. Where did the Kingdom of Thunder find such a strong man? Before they could continue to boast a few more words, another change occurred in the projection screen. Bakudo number 81 splitting void. Boom. The raging sea of fire seemed to be intercepted by a transparent barrier. The flames rose high like ocean waves, trying to cross the invisible barrier. But no matter how hard it tried, it couldn't climb to the end of the barrier. Finally, the sea of fire had no remaining power and dissipated in the air. Kakuzu narrowed his eyes and stared at the person behind the barrier. The rescued Shinigami were stunned for a moment, then made a way out, and exclaimed, It's Captain Ichimaru. Captain Ichimaru is here. Soon, a man with narrowed eyes and a snake-like smile appeared. Kakuzu's heart skipped a beat, and he suddenly felt like he was being targeted by Lion Majesty. This guy, he silently recalled the information about the person in front of him. Ichimaru Jin. He looks like a snake-like man. The knife can be extended or shortened at will, and it is extremely fast. Ichimaru Jin appears. The attention of the two-person scales Onoki and others instantly focused on him. Iwagakure and Sunagakure only have a few words about Ichimaru Jin, so they don't know much about him. The way this man fought can only be recorded through the battle that followed. But Sarutobi Hiruzen was deeply impressed by him and looked at him with anger in his eyes. This is the man who killed Mitokado Homura with one blow. There is not even a chance of rescue. He took a deep breath and forced himself to calm down. Now that the Kingdom of Thunder has obtained the information about the Kingdom of Whirlpool provided by Konoha, I believe they will not be careless. Maybe we can kill a few captains and weaken the strength of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. This is also one of his purposes for providing the information of the Kingdom of Whirlpool to the Kingdom of Thunder for free. As long as a few captains of the Kingdom of Whirlpool can be taken away, it doesn't matter even if all the captains of the Kingdom of Thunder are sacrificed. Another purpose is to force out other hidden forces in the Kingdom of Whirlpool. After all, so far, there are several captains in the Kingdom of Whirlpool who have never appeared in the public eye. If we don't study all these captains thoroughly, even if we want to attack the Kingdom of Whirlpool in the future, we will suffer a lot due to lack of intelligence. Kingdom of Thunder, please work hard. As long as you can show the strength of the Kingdom of Whirlpool, the ninja world will remember your contribution. His eyes returned to the projection. Ichimaru Jin narrowed his eyes. This is not possible. How can you hurt my lovely subordinates? Kakuzu's eyes were deep, and he suddenly said, You look like this, I seem to remember, in the underground exchange, someone offered you a bounty of 100 million, you are really rich. It seems that for money, this battle must be won. Kakuzu's eyes sparkled, and the look he looked at Ichimaru Jin was full of money. Ichimaru Jin, this is my first time meeting such an interesting person. But you have to work hard, maybe after this time, my value will increase. Snort. Kakuzu snorted coldly and stopped talking nonsense. As long as he sees money, he will be more positive than anything else. Lightning-style pseudo-darkness. The sharp thunder gun is released from Kakuzu's mouth. Go out and sweep towards Ichimaru Jin from near to far. Ichimaru Jin was calm, raised his hand forward with a smile, and said, Hados 33, blue fire pendant. The blue explosive flames were released immediately. The high temperature distorts the air. Boom. The moment the thunder and fire came into contact, a huge explosion occurred instantly. Kakuzu frowned. This guy's technique was indeed much stronger than those of ordinary team members. The two are not on the same level at all. Fire style 2 Shangku. Wind style suppression. The fire assisted the wind, and the power of the sea of fire to catch the wind was twice as strong as before. Like a high wall of flames, it shot straight towards Ichimaru Jin. It was so powerful that everyone in front of the projection screamed in surprise. What a powerful ninjutsu. This man named Ichimaru Jin is so careless, why didn't he run away quickly? He is the captain, what should the team members behind him do if he escapes? Compared to the quarrel in front of the projection, Ichimaru Jin was less interested. Can you please stop playing such children's tricks? It's so boring. Child. Kakuzu's eyes narrowed. Then Ichimaru Jin spoke again. Hado number 63 fiery lightning howl. Golden thunder and lightning quickly condensed in Ichimaru Jin's palm, and then shot out with a bang. The high wall of flames was instantly penetrated, falling bit by bit like a rain of fire. And fiery lightning howl's power remained unabated, like a huge golden thunder snake, biting towards Kakuzu. Boom. Golden thunder and lightning instantly penetrated Kakuzu and hit the building behind him. A hole suddenly opened in the wall, revealing the view of the street next door. Ichimaru Jin still squinted his eyes, but suddenly his head turned to the right. Call. A kunai stabbed him hard from the left side. What a quick response. Kakuzu appeared behind Ichimaru Jin, and his pupils shrank when he saw the failed kunai. At this time, the pierced Kakuzu said something and the water fell to the ground. Water body. Seeing that the attack missed, Kakuzu quickly evacuated without any hesitation. But Ichimaru Jin obviously won't give him this chance. He pulled out the Zanpakuto from his waist and said, "Shoot it, Shinso." Buzz. A white light flashed past. The rapidly elongated Shinso stabbed Kakuzu's body. Bang. Kakuzu was pushed hundreds of meters away by the huge power carried by Shinso. The body slammed into countless streets. Pull. Kakuzu's hand reached out from under the rubble. Then the whole body emerged from under the ruins, and the clothes on his body were in tatters, looking miserable. But what's strange is that Kakuzu looks very miserable, but he doesn't have any wounds on his body. Only where Shinso was pressed against, there was a white mark. No defense broken. Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes widened and he seemed to have found Ichimaru Jin's weakness. Although Ichimaru Jin's Zanpakuto elongates so fast that it is almost invisible to the naked eye. But as long as you are strong enough, you are not afraid of him picking it off. I see, it's a defensive technique. Ichimaru Jin's expression did not change, and he did not seem to be affected by Shinso's defeat. Kakuzu calmly patted the dust on his body and snorted. I already know your information, how could I not be careful about your knife? Be prepared, but that has always been my motto. Yeah, Ichimaru Jin keeps smiling, seemingly unconvinced and stretching Shinso again. Bang bang bang. It expanded and contracted again and again, hitting Kakuzu's body, making a silent sound. But it had no impact on Kakuzu at all. Kakuzu snorted coldly. Give up, there's no way your sword can break through my spear. Earth-style earth spear. It can make his body as hard as diamond. Although he already had immortality, before he stole the secret technique and defected, he only dared to assassinate Senju Hashirama with the help of an earthen spear that he had mastered. Mission. Now that I have practiced Earth Resentment U, I have a more powerful Earth attribute heart in my body. The bonus to the Earth Spear is even higher, making him omnipotent in the ninja world. Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes lit up and he said excitedly, it really works. Onoki, the two-person scales, shook his head. It seems that not all captains have the strength of Kyoraku Shunsui. Third Kage lowered his eyelids. That's it. Ichimaru Jin in the projection screen did not show any discouragement, and still smiled. Do you think that what you know is all about me? Kakuzu opened his eyes slightly and said in a deep voice, stop pretending. If you have anything else, just use it. As you wish. The painting style on Ichimaru Jin's face suddenly changed, and his smile instantly became oozing. Bankai Kamishini no Yari. Chapter 89. You should get what you want if you die with a hole in your chest. Interesting for you. The 7 most famous plus-size models in the world. More. 566. 142. 189. Bankai Kamishini no Yari Budo. Kai. Kakuzu's pupils shrank suddenly, and his heart was instantly pierced. The earth spear was broken. When exactly did it happen? His eyes widened and he looked down at his chest. A conspicuous hole appeared at some point. Kakuzu looked at Ichimaru Jin again, his eyes not only staring at the short blade in his hand. After piercing his heart, he retreated again. With deep doubts, Kakuzu fell straight to the ground with a bang. Everyone in front of the projection fell into silence for an instant. Their eyes were blank and they didn't even know what was happening. Wasn't Kakuzu still at an advantage just now? Isn't it true that Ichimaru Jin's Shinso can't break through Kakuzu's defense? Why did the situation suddenly turn around? In the blink of an eye, a hole was opened in Kakuzu's heart. Sarutobi Hiruzen's hand holding the pipe trembled slightly. Shinso's speed is even faster. This is Ichimaru Jin's second liberation. He took a deep breath of cigarette, his eyes were deep. All this time, Ichimaru Jin only used one liberation to kill people, so that he always thought that Ichimaru Jin did not have a second liberation. It turned out that he was the previous enemy and there was no need for him to carry out the second liberation at all. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked sad. Good news, I got new information from one of the captains of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Bad news, even if he knew this information, he couldn't think of any way to restrain it for the time being. It's so fast. He recalled the scene he had just vaguely seen. I just felt a gray beam of light passing by. A hole was opened in Kakuzu's heart, and Shinso seemed to have not moved, still being quietly held by Ichimaru Jin in that posture. It even makes people wonder whether the attack just now was done by Shinso. No, it should be called Kamishini no Yari now. There is one more word, I don't know what it means. But what is certain is that Ichimaru Jin has become stronger. I wonder if the 5-level Rashomon left by Shodai can defend against this attack. Sarutobi Hiruzen turned his attention to Kakuzu who had fallen to the ground. I sighed silently in my heart. Even the legend who once assassinated Shodai couldn't survive Ichimaru Jin's blow. Speaking of which, how did Kakuzu assassinate Shodai in the first place? Why is there no detailed record of the process in the intelligence? Earth Country, Iwagakure. Onoki's eyelids drooped slightly. The strength of Ichimaru Jin once again allowed him to update the strength of the country of Whirlpool. But he didn't know whether it was because he was old and his eyesight was so dim that he couldn't see 740's attack, or whether Ichimaru Jin's attack was so fast that he couldn't see it. If the latter one, it seems that we need to deepen our research on defensive ninjutsu. The Land of Wind, Tsunade. Third Kage was slightly stunned. Such incredible speed. It's really chilling. If you meet Ichimaru Jin outside, you may always worry about whether he will suddenly stab you in the waist. If you are not always vigilant, you will not be able to react at all. No, even if he was vigilant, he probably wouldn't be able to react. Third Kage frowned. In this case, wouldn't there be no solution to Ichimaru Jin's attack? No, there must be some way to restrain it. It's just that there is insufficient information at present, and it is impossible to analyze the weakness of that knife. His eyes were deep in thought. I don't know if his sand iron can withstand this blow. It should be okay. Third Kage is still very confident about its sand iron. The Kingdom of Whirlpool, Jinglingting. Ichimaru Jin returned to his normal smile. He walked forward, kicked Kakuzu's body, and said softly, "It looks like it's over." Ichimaru Jin turned his head, exposed his back to Kakuzu's body, and prepared to leave. At this moment, a strong wind suddenly roared behind Ichimaru Jin. Call. Kick the whip leg towards Ichimaru Jin's temple. The sudden changes in the projection shocked everyone. What's the situation? Kakuzu is not dead. There is obviously a hole in the heart. How is that possible? But the images in the projection no longer gave them enough time to think. The battle changes rapidly. Kakuzu's face was expressionless, and even though he was about to succeed, he didn't feel proud at all. Suddenly, Kakuzu's pupils shrank suddenly, and a powerful and heavy whip kick suddenly missed the point. Ichimaru Jin's figure actually turned into an afterimage and disappeared from the place. Kakuzu's back suddenly felt cold. Ichimaru Jin's snake-like tone came from behind him. It's over. Of course I lied to you. As a Shinigami, how could you not sense the fluctuations of a person's soul? It was just for a scene with Kakuzu. Ichimaru Jin smiled like a snake again and held Kamishini no Yari to his chest. Kakuzu's pupils shrank sharply and he moved his body quickly. But it's still a step too slow. Kamishini no Yari Budo. Ichimaru Jin opened his face and Kakuzu finally saw Kamishini no Yari's attack clearly. A gray-white light beam flashed past, and a hole was opened in Kakuzu's body again. The good news is that Kakuzu's previous actions still have some effect. The position of Rear Admiral's heart moved away. Kakuzu breathed a sigh of relief, and his back was soaked with cold sweat before he knew it. Just a little bit closer. He is about to lose a heart again. Kakuzu quickly calmed down and hit Ichimaru Jin with a tentacle punch. Ichimaru Jin was surprised for a moment, then raised Kamishini no Yari to block. Chang. Good weight. The power on Ichimaru Jin's sword sank, and he had no intention of confronting Kakuzu head-on. Following Kakuzu's power, he quickly distanced himself. Seeing this, Kakuzu had no choice but to withdraw his fist. Ichimaru Jin's face was calm, and it was only then that he paid attention to Kakuzu's physical condition. Although he was seriously injured, he seemed to be fine. Something weird. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Kakuzu, who stood up again and even launched an attack, with a look of shock on his face. Can anyone survive even if their heart is penetrated? And still so active, it looked like he wasn't injured. He is worthy of being a ninja of the same era as Shodai. But how on earth did Kakuzu survive? This problem is not only difficult for Sarutobi Hiruzen to figure out, but also for others. How can you still be alive when your heart is obviously empty? Soon, Kakuzu's changes gave them the answer. I saw the hollows on Kakuzu's body suddenly squirming, and black threads filled and sutured the hollows in his heart and abdomen. This scene gave everyone a chill. But the changes at Kakuzu aren't over yet. He took off his clothes, revealing his fit body. There are even 4 weird masks sewn on its back. Suddenly, Kakuzu's back swelled up like a balloon. A tearing sound. Kakuzu's back suddenly split open, and the 4 masks turned into monsters formed by black lines, standing behind Kakuzu, watching Ichimaru Jin quietly. Disgusting. People who saw the transformation of Kakuzu through the projection of the hell butterfly couldn't help but exclaimed. The look he looked at Kakuzu seemed to be looking at a pervert. What secret technique is this? Sarutobi Hiruzen was secretly shocked. There is such a weird secret technique in the ninja world. But the basic effect of this secret technique is not clear yet. Let's take a look. Still squinting, Ichimaru Jin raised Kamishini no Yari again and penetrated Kakuzu with a budo. But unlike before, this time Kakuzu showed no signs of evading even when he saw Ichimaru Jin's actions. He just manipulated the black thread in his body to sew the penetrated place. Ichimaru Jin said, I see, why don't you die? Ichimaru Jin's words reached the ears of everyone in the ninja world through the projection, causing an uproar immediately. Immortal. What do you mean? Does it mean you can't be killed? Hiss. Is there really an immortal body? Come to my evil god religion. As long as you believe in the evil god, you will be able to obtain the immortal body of the person in the projection. Kakuzu. Quote. Pay the advertising fee. Immortal. Sarutobi Hiruzen stared. Is he really immortal? Immortal. Hiss. Sarutobi Hiruzen took a puff of cigarette and forced down the shock in his heart. CDCG. But in this way, it makes sense why Kakuzu is still alive despite his empty heart. Immortal. If this immortal body is real, Sarutobi Hiruzen has deep eyes. He is not young, but he still wants to dedicate another 100 years to Konoha. Immortal. Onoki, the 2-person scale, looked at Kakuzu's appearance and shook his head. Although he was already half mortal, Kakuzu's immortality did not tempt him. Just to avoid death, do you make yourself look like a human or a ghost? When you get older, retire when it's time. The future of the ninja world belongs to young people. As for third Kage, I am even less interested. He is still young. Ichimaru Jin once again made waves in the ninja world. The senior officials of Takigakure village gritted their teeth and looked at Kakuzu, and said bitterly, "This is the secret technique of my Takigakure village. Kakuzu, you traitor." The country, Seireiyan. The effect of immortality was guessed, and there was no trace of panic on Kakuzu's face. The effect of immortality will be exposed sooner or later, Kakuzu has already thought about it. As long as the secret of earthly resentment is not discovered. Kakuzu's eyes darkened and he stared at Ichimaru Jin. I sighed inwardly. This kind of money is really hard to make. He just wants to make money, what's wrong with him? As if aware of Kakuzu's grief and anger, the masks took a big step forward. Then all rushed towards Ichimaru Jin. The black-lined creature with a tall and wide body, a yellow nose, and a demon-like mask spits out a beam of lightning from its mouth and cuts towards Ichimaru Jin. Ichimaru Jin used Shunko to distance himself from him, but soon a masked man with thin wings and blue facial patterns appeared from behind him like an animal on all fours. A storm super heavy cannon was spat out by it. A tornado compressed to high density swept through. It leaves large and dense cutting marks wherever it passes. Bakudo number 81 splitting void. Buzz. The transparent barrier intercepts tornadoes. Kaka. In just an instant, the ground beneath the tornado burst open, and stone fragments flew everywhere. A large cracked pit suddenly formed. This shows how powerful this move is. So strong. Sarutobi Hiruzen stared at the battle scene in the projection. I couldn't help but exclaimed. Until now, he finally got it from Kakuzu. I saw a little bit of the strength to assassinate Shodai. But just based on these, I am afraid that I will be beaten. Could it be that Kakuzu relied on his immortality to escape easily after assassinating Shodai? The country of Whirlpool. Kakuzu's attacks continue. A black-lined creature with a chubby body, open red lips, and extremely hot flames gathered. Ichimaru Jin finally opened his eyes. Just as it was about to spit out flames, Ichimaru Jin spoke softly, Kamishini no Yari Budo Blade. Several white-gray light beams shot out almost at the same time. Kai. The four masked creatures are all covered with holes. Even Kakuzu is unavoidable, but they seem to be really immortal, even if they were so severely injured, they showed no expression at all. Only the black lines in the body kept wandering. He is indeed immortal. Before the projection, this sentence flashed through everyone's mind. Sarutobi Hiruzen stared at Ichimaru Jin with a smile on his face, wanting to see the emotions on his face. How do you kill an immortal person? This time, your country of Whirlpool is finally going to overturn, right? But soon, his smile froze on his face. I saw a black-lined creature with a hole in its mask that cracked and shattered with a bang. This completely different appearance from the other masked creatures instantly caught Ichimaru Jin's attention. Kakuzu's body suddenly stiffened and he fell to the ground with a thud. But he soon got up again. But it was this change that made Ichimaru Jin understand the principle of Kakuzu's secret technique. I see, it seems you are not immortal after all. Let me guess, how many lives do you have left? Ichimaru Jin counted the masked creatures with a smile and said, 1, 2, 3. Just kill them all, that's it. Kakuzu's face changed slightly. Seeing Ichimaru Jin lift Kamishini no Yari again, he quickly retracted the masked creature to its body handle. Even the earthly resentment mode is not turned on. The weakness of Gu is known, and with Ichimaru Jin's extremely fast sword, it is easy to kill him. Ichimaru Jin smiled and said, are you scared? Kakuzu remained silent. If you die, you won't make any money back. Next, we can only gamble our lives. Trade 2 lives for a smile. Seeing Ichimaru Jin suddenly reveal the secret of Kakuzu, the people in front of the projection also suddenly realized. Sarutobi Hiruzen's face was ashen. I finally hoped to see the country of Whirlpool overturned, but now I think it is far away again. Shout. Countless black lines surged out of Kakuzu's body, blocking Ichimaru Jin's sight. He controlled the black thread and instantly escaped in the direction outside the whirlpool. Ran. Sarutobi Hiruzen was stunned. This ninja who once assassinated Shodai just ran away. Isn't that so spineless? Even 2 Scales Onoki and 3rd Kage were stunned. Where did your courage to assassinate the ninja god go? If only Kakuzu knew what they were thinking. He will definitely tell them that when he assassinated the first Hokage, he was even more spineless than he is now. Ichimaru Jin opened his eyes and looked at Kakuzu's back, his eyes filled with cold murderous intent. You think you have 2 chances. Shoot it. Kamishini no Yari. Kakuzu, who was running away, suddenly stopped, his eyes filled with horror. How can it be? Obviously this blow did not hit any of his hearts, but why did the suffocating feeling of death hit him? The next moment, Kamishini no Yari was taken back by Ichimaru Jin. Kakuzu's eyes widened, his pupils shaking. His body is actually dissolving. If you die with a hole in your chest, you should be compensated for what you bought. Chapter 90. Merely ice escape, less than 1/10,000th of 4 tails. The 7 most famous plus-size models in the world. More. 879. 220. 293. The country of Whirlpool, Seireiyan. The black thread wrapped around Kakuzu suddenly broke. Revealing his current appearance, Kakuzu lowered his head and stared at his chest in disbelief. A hole slowly widens. His body was like ashes, dissipating bit by bit. He tried his best to manipulate the black thread, trying to mend his wounds. But no matter how hard he tried, it was to no avail. The scope of the sky is still spreading. The black line trying to get closer to the hole also turned into ashes the moment it got closer. The whole person is in a state of being dissolved. It was completely different from the feeling of being penetrated by that knife before. This time he truly felt the threat of death. Even if he still has 3 hearts in his body. Even if he still has 2 chances to make mistakes. But this time it was obviously different. Will die. Really will die. It's not just the dissolution of the body. Even its cells are dissolving. In this case, even if he had 8 hearts, he would not be able to survive. He wants to do something to save the current situation. But the spread of the void didn't give him the slightest chance. Soon, only his legs and head were left of his body. Kakuzu's eyes were trembling, full of fear of death, and he also regretted taking on the mission of the country of Whirlpool. Who would have thought that there would be people in the Kingdom of Whirlpool with such unreasonable abilities? It seems that we are here today. Kakuzu's eyes became dull. This mission in the Kingdom of Whirlpool taught him a profound lesson. Let him understand that some money can be earned and some money cannot be earned. High benefits also come with high risks. But he has no chance to practice this lesson. But if he was given another chance, he would probably still choose to take over this person. After all he can trust now is money. If he doesn't make money, he no longer knows what the meaning of his life is. After saving so much money, I don't know who will get the advantage in the end. Kakuzu used his last remaining eyes to look at Ichimaru Jin's back. This man is so confident. After this stabbing, has he been completely pronounced dead? Ah, but that's just it. Projection Hell Butterfly. Sarutobi Hiruzen was shocked. Through the previous battle between Ichimaru Jin and Kakuzu, he also understood the secret of Kakuzu's immortality. As long as one of those masks is broken, Kakuzu will die. If we put it this way, Kakuzu should still have 3 lives. But why? Kakuzu suddenly became like this. It was as if the entire body had turned into burned ashes, dissipating little by little. Obviously, Ichimaru Jin's attack was the same as before, and there was no change. But why did it become like this? Is this his true ability? The body of a person stabbed by that knife will dissolve like Kakuzu. This ability is simply a one-hit kill. Once hit, even if you are immortal, you will not be able to survive. After all, even the body has been dissolved. How to live? At this moment, the danger level of Ichimaru Jin in Sarutobi Hiruzen's heart increased again. And there was a hint of fear about it. Isn't this kind of ability so incomprehensible? It's fast and can kill with one hit. Hiss. Calm. There must be some limit to this ability. Otherwise, such a useful ability. Why wasn't Ichimaru Jin used in the first place? So it must have some limitations. As long as you find his limitations, you will definitely be able to break this move. But I haven't found his weakness for the time being, but it's better not to act rashly. Konoha, you still need to continue to be patient. The land of wind, Sunagaker. Third Cage has deep eyes. Quote. One hit kill. Can even the immortal body be killed with one blow? Third Cage carefully looks at Kakuzu's death form in the projection screen. If we look at it according to his normal calculation. If you want to kill Kakuzu, you must first kill the masks on Angle's body. But Ichimaru Jin went beyond this condition and directly wiped out all of Kaku. What a domineering force. Immortal. As long as I wipe you out from the cellular level, I will die. This kind of ability is really terrifying. Third Cage's eyelids drooped slightly, thinking about what he would do if he met Ichimaru Jin. One is that it can be faster than that knife. As long as you don't get hit, you won't be killed. The second is defense. As long as you can't break through his defense, you won't be killed. But no matter what the conditions are, it is difficult to complete zipping. After all, they had seen Ichimaru Jin's performance in the battle with Kakuzu just now. After the second liberation, Shinso is faster and more powerful. Easily breaking through Kakuzu's defense. But apart from improving speed and strengthening defense, he has no other way. We can only hope that his sand iron can defend against it. Earth Country, Iwagakure, Onoki, the two-person scales, was also frightened by Ichimaru Jin's special abilities. But it didn't have as big a response as Third Cage and Sarutobi Hiruzen. After all, his dust release is similar to Ichimaru Jin's ability. And the expressions of dust release are more varied than Ichimaru Jin's sword. If he and Ichimaru Jin met head-on, Onoki was confident that he would kill Ichimaru Jin easily. In his opinion, as long as Chengdu breaks the knife, Ichimaru Jin will have nothing to fear. For others, it may be a troublesome ability, but for him, it is just for him to take a high look at. However, this battle is over. The Kingdom of Whirlpool really gave him a lot of surprises. No matter how you say it, Kakuzu is a strong cage-level person, and he also has some weird abilities like immortality. If you encounter an ordinary cage level, it is impossible to defeat Kakuzu. I'm afraid this is also the reason why Kakuzu took over the mission of the country of Whirlpool. But the country of Vortex does not play its cards according to the routine. Ichimaru Jin's ability is even more powerful than Kakuzu. Kakuzu, his death was not unjust. In the projection screen, a battle ended. People who stared at the projection were a little unsatisfied. Moreover, didn't you just say that Kakuzu is immortal? Why was he killed by Ichimaru Jin in the blink of an eye? What about the promised immortality? Most people actually don't understand their fighting moves. But as long as it's exciting, it's enough. This is the first time in my life that I have witnessed a duel between strong men. With excitement, they quickly turned their attention to the next split screen. In the projection screen, a bearded strong man fought with a petite black-haired girl. None other than Four Tails Jinchuriki Laozi and Rukia Kuchiki. The two-person scales Onoki now looked at Laozi with some worry in his eyes. Only then did I feel that my decision to support the Kingdom of Thunder was a bit hasty. I thought I had overestimated the strength of the Kingdom of Whirlpool, but unexpectedly, I underestimated it. Even the explosion-style hunter is included. Nowadays, Onoki is afraid that even Laozi will get involved. In fact, Laozi himself is not important, but he is Four Tails Jinchuriki. Tailed beasts are too important to a ninja village. If Iwagakure loses a tailed beast because of his decision, the consequences will be disastrous. He will also become Iwagakure's sinner. 2 days ago, Onoki thought that as Laozi's identity is Four Tails Jinchuriki, it would be no big deal to go to the country of Whirlpool. But after watching 2 battles in succession, Onoki, especially the special abilities of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. This made him somewhat worried about Four Tails Jinchuriki. But Laozi is the tailed beast Jinchuriki after all, so there should be no problem, right? No matter how strong the captain of the Whirlpool Kingdom is, can he still be stronger than the tailed beast? Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes were also full of expectation. He seemed to be in a daze now. I just want to see the defeat of the captain of the Kingdom of Whirlpool once, to prove that the Kingdom of Whirlpool is not invincible. The country of Whirlpool, Seireiyan. Laozi's body was covered with a layer of lava armor, and a tail behind him flapped on the ground from time to time. The ground quickly turned black under the slap of his tail. The lava on his body made even the air burn. Little doll, I advise you to leave as soon as possible. Laozi said calmly. My appearance is not eye-catching. A face as beautiful as yours will be completely ruined by just one touch from me. Rukia Kuchiki looked calm and showed no intention of flinching. Instead, he pulled out the Zanpakuto from his waist, pointed it at Laozi, and said coldly, invading the Kingdom of Whirlpool has only one result, death. Laozi snorted coldly, and the body flicker technique appeared directly on top of Rukia Kuchiki, remembering the weight and landing hard. Rukia Kuchiki calmly raised Zanpakuto and said, Lingwu, Soda no Shirayuki. Rukia Kuchiki just finished speaking. The knife in his hand changed instantly. The blade, guard, and handle are all pure white. The blade is oval in shape and has 6 hollows. There is a pattern on the front end of the knife handle, and a white ribbon is connected to the end. When the knife appeared, flakes of frost fell from Rukia Kuchiki's body. Wisps of cold air emerged from the knife. Laozi's eyes narrowed. Bang! The heavy legs wrapped in lava armor collided with Yuzu Shirayuki. Kaka. The cold air climbed up Laozi's legs, and wisps of frost appeared, as if they were going to freeze his legs. But the lava in the lava armor on Laozi's legs flowed instantly, easily breaking through the ice of Yuzu Shirayuki. He kicked the blade hard and followed the inertial tide to a place not far away. Laozi stared at Rukia Kuchiki's knife and asked doubtfully, Ice escape? He is not the only one who has this doubt. The audience in front of the projection was equally puzzled. Is it the Minazuki clan? Please give me flowers. After the Kingdom of Whirlpool captured the Kingdom of Water, did it recruit all the blood descendants of Kurigakure? No way, Kurigakure is so spineless. Onoki, the 2-person scale, also frowned. It seems that he did not expect that there are ice escape ninjas in the country of Whirlpool. It's the 7 Ninja Swordsmen again, and it's ice escape again. Is this Kurigakure really assimilated into the country of Whirlpool? Don't they all resist? However, after seeing the captain's ability, Onoki also breathed a sigh of relief. It's just ice escape, not 1/10,000th as good as Laozi. A trace of envy flashed in Third Kage's eyes. This is the envy of the country of Whirlpool. These are all talents. A place as small as the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Just in terms of talent. I don't know how much stronger than the Kingdom of Wind. But he wasn't jealous either. Because he knew that this was all earned by the country of Whirlpool. Defeated a water kingdom and inherited the legacy of the water kingdom. Just get fat. After all, the Kingdom of Water was once one of the 5 great kingdoms, so one can imagine how rich its legacy is. But if he was asked to send troops to the Kingdom of Water, he would never dare. The Kingdom of Water is surrounded by sea and is not easy to fight. Besides, whenever he dares to send troops to the Kingdom of Water, it depends on whether other countries on the mainland can attack you or not. So, the Kingdom of Whirlpool is not simply about good fortune. Strength and courage are indispensable. Only the old god Sarutobi Hiruzen is there. The first batch of information about the Kingdom of Whirlpool that he obtained had detailed information about this woman. And it was information that Hitaki Tsukumo had personally discovered. After many battles with the Kingdom of Whirlpool, it has also been updated. Rukia Kuchiki, Captain of Division 13. Zanpakuto's ability is ice. In the projection screen, Laozi stared at Rukia Kuchiki. Are you from the Minazuki clan? Rukia Kuchiki held Yuzu Shirayuki and said coldly, Gotei 13 of the country of Whirlpool, Captain of the 13th Division, Rukia Kuchiki. *5*. It's not Minazuki. Except for those in Konoha who knew the information, almost everyone guessed wrong. After all, the first reaction when seeing ice release should be the Minazuki clan of Kurigakure, the Kingdom of Water. It was only then that 2 scales Onoki, Third Kage and others remembered a sentence in the information about the Kingdom of Whirlpool. It is suspected that through the use of knives, the power of the bleeding boundary can be released. So this is true. Compared to the weird abilities of Kyoraku Shunsui and Ichimaru Jin. Or this kind of knife that can use the blood inheritance limit ability gives them a greater impact. After all, the rarity and power of blood successor limit ability users have been deeply rooted in the hearts of the people. You are not a person with blood successor limit ability, but you can use the blood successor limit ability. Lao Zi said lightly, the Kingdom of Whirlpool is really a magical country. This method reminded him of his cooperation model with Four Tails. He himself has no lava style. But by using the power of Four Tails, he was able to fuse the Fire Attribute Chakra and the Earth Attribute Chakra, and use Lava Style's ability in disguise. The girl in front of her also used the ability of Ice Escape with the help of the power of the sword. It's going to be an interesting showdown. Lao Zi's eyes became serious. The lava on the body started to flow, and it surged up in an instant. Bang bang. The collision between fists, feet and knife caused pieces of lava and ice chips to fly out. The burning effect of Lava-style chakra mode has no effect on Rukia Kuchiki at all. Of course, the ice at Rukia Kuchiki is also melted by the lava. It seemed that they were evenly matched, but Lao Zi clearly noticed something was wrong. Etc. Lao Zi's eyes suddenly widened. The melted ice turned into water and stayed on his body, gradually solidifying the lava on his body. Lao Zi immediately distanced himself from her, and was no longer in a stalemate with Rukia Kuchiki. His eyes were full of surprise and uncertainty. Did you discover the weakness of lava style so quickly? Is it luck, or have you noticed the weakness of lava style in just a few minutes of fighting? If the latter one, then this person's sense of combat is so sensitive. Onoki, the two-person scale, noticed something strange about Lao Zi. His eyes glanced at Lao Zi. Although it was slightly invisible, he began to notice the place where lava style was solidified, and immediately frowned. As Lao Zi's boss, and because Lao Zi often has a bad mouth about him, he retaliates against the returning Onoki in the form of a sparring match. Very aware of Lao Zi lava style's weaknesses. That means you can't fight water style ninja for a long time. Because Lao Zi's lava style will solidify and lose its power once it encounters water. So, this captain named Rukia Kuchiki noticed it so quickly. Rukia Kuchiki said calmly, aren't you ready to attack? Lao Zi was silent, seeming to be thinking about how to solve this problem. But Rukia Kuchiki obviously wouldn't give him too much time. He inserted Yu Shirayuki into the ground and said coldly. Tree Spoon. Chapter 91 The True Power of Soda no Shirayuki, the complete body of Four Tails. The 7 most famous plus-size models in the world. More. 375, 94, 125, Shu Bai, Rukia Kuchiki shouted, and the cold air of Soda no Shirayuki inserted into the ground exploded instantly. The ice crawled straight towards Lao Zi's feet, freezing all the ground it passed. When Lao Zi saw this, he lightly jumped back and escaped from the frozen range. But what he didn't expect was that branch-like ice rod suddenly rose up from the ice under his feet, quickly wrapping around his legs. The lava armor on the calf was instantly invaded, and the speed of the lava flow slowly decreased. Light frost covered the lava armor. Lao Zi's eyes narrowed and chakra erupted again. The lava affected by the frost instantly became active and burst into high temperatures again. Kaka. Under the high temperature, the frost quickly cracked and turned into a pool of water that soaked the lava armor on Lao Zi's calf. Visible to the naked eye, the flowing lava on the lava armor quickly stiffened. Boom. Lao Zi fell to the ground from midair. There was a dull sound. The lava that turned solid at the calf slowly dropped some rock blocks. Lao Zi raised his leg and could clearly feel the stiffness in his calf. He stamped his legs hard. Click. The solidified lava in his calf cracked instantly and fell from his calf. After abandoning the solidified lava, Zi finally felt the relief in her calves. He moved his legs and stared closely at Rukia Kuchiki's knife. Soda no Shirayuki. It seems that I can't fight her in close combat. Once in close combat, he will be entangled in frost, and the large amount of water vapor produced after melting will also affect his lava armor. Lava-style scorched river rock technique. Lao Zi formed a seal with his hands and spit out several medium-sized lava balls. The scorching heat distorted the air. Rukia Kuchiki picked up Soda no Shirayuki calmly. First dance Yubai. After saying this, Rukia Kuchiki drew a circle on the ground with the tip of Soda no Shirayuki. The world enveloped by the circle, 817, instantly turned into a frozen field. In the frozen realm, light snow suddenly fell from the sky. The moment the lava ball entered the frozen realm. A few clicks. The lava ball was instantly covered with frost and then quickly frozen. A few bangs. The frozen lava ball hit the ground and splashed with ice chips. Frozen realm. Lao Zi, who has rich combat experience, instantly saw the effect of Rukia Kuchiki's technique. A frozen field is formed around him. As long as he enters this field, he will be frozen by the cold air in the field. What a troublesome ability. Lao Zi frowned slightly and sighed. Sure enough, you can't underestimate anyone. In this field, ordinary methods may not have any effect. We must use the power that can break this field. Lao Zi's eyes were firm, and a huge momentum suddenly surged from his body. Gouda. Many red bubbles suddenly appeared one after another on Lao Zi's body. The red chakra slowly covered him. Soon, the red chakra spread, and the red-tailed beast coat enveloped Lao Zi. The one tail behind him was increased to 4. The aura that made the air tremble surged out of Lao Zi's body. Onoki, the two-person scale, said softly, Lao Zi, I'm finally serious. Half-tailed beast. In this state, it is when Lao Zi shows his true strength. Half-tailed beast. The well-informed Sarutobi Hiruzen immediately recognized Lao Zi's current state. Although this state will greatly improve Jinchuriki's abilities, it will also lose its mind and turn into a beast that only knows how to kill. Obviously, Lao Zi is not an ordinary Jinchuriki. In the state of half-tailed beast, he can maintain his sanity very well. This was the result of discussions between him and Four Tails. Overall, he was lucky. Four Tails is a very talkative tailed beast. This can be seen from the fact that he can borrow the power of Four Tails to complete lava style. And since he was half-tailed beast, Four Tails had no intention of affecting his will. Many years of getting along have given me a high level of trust in Four Tails. It's about to happen. After transforming into a half-tailed beast, Lao Zi's appearance was no longer recognizable. But one could clearly hear Lao Zi's voice coming from under that monster-like appearance. Boom. Lao Zi, who transformed into a half-tailed beast, exerted great force under his feet, and the ground was instantly crushed by the terrifying power star. The whole person was like an arrow from the string, shooting towards Rukia Kuchiki. When he broke into the frozen realm, the cold air instantly surged towards him. Kaka. Frost climbed onto Lao Zi's tailed beast coat. Before the frost could spread, a bang was heard. The frozen ice was shattered instantly. The fist wrapped around the tailed beast chakra hit Rukia Kuchiki hard. Rukia Kuchiki's expression was indifferent, showing no panic at all. Although the frozen field did not freeze the incoming enemies, it did a good job of delaying Rukia Kuchiki for a while. Soda no Shirayuki. Rukia Kuchiki shouted softly, waved Soda no Shirayuki forward, and an ice wall condensed instantly. Boom. There was a dull sound, and Lao Zi, who turned into a half-tailed beast, punched the ice wall with his fist, causing ice chips to fly. Lao Zi exerted his strength on his arm again. Kaka. A slight tearing sound echoed on the ice wall. The ice wall suddenly became trembling, as if it would collapse in the next second. Rukia Kuchiki tapped the ground with the tip of Soda no Shirayuki's knife 4 times, leaving a little bit of white cold air. When the 4th click was completed, Rukia Kuchiki said, "Second dance White Lien." Boom. The white cold air burst out instantly, drowning Lao Zi like an avalanche. When the cold air stopped erupting, Lao Zi, who had turned into a half-tailed beast and was frozen solid, came into view. What? The 2-person scales Onoki's eyes widened, as if he had not expected this result at all, and couldn't help but exclaimed. The ice is so strong. It can even freeze Lao Zi in the form of a half-tailed beast. Although he was shocked by Rukia Kuchiki's ice power, there was no worry about Lao Zi in his eyes. After all, this is just Lao Zi's half-tailed beast transformation. After this, there is the complete transformation into a tailed beast. Of course, Onoki, a 2-person scale, didn't believe that the half-tailed beast Lao Zi would be unable to escape from this kind of freezing. Lao Zi's feet, which were in a frozen state, suddenly heated up. The ground instantly turned into high-temperature lava. In the next moment, the molten lava spurted up high, like a molten pillar, shrouding Lao Zi in the frozen state. A few seconds later, Lao Zi, who transformed into a half-tailed beast, walked out of the molten pillar without receiving any damage. As soon as he stepped on it, a pool of lava appeared from under Rukia Kuchiki's feet. Rukia Kuchiki's face changed slightly and she quickly used Shunpo. Boom. The next second, the molten pillar erupted. The heat wave hitting Rukia Kuchiki's face slightly increased the temperature, but it quickly cooled down under the influence of Soda no Shirayuki. The frozen realm also shattered with a bang as Rukia Kuchiki left. As soon as Rukia Kuchiki landed, another molten pillar rose. I had no choice but to use Shunpo again to leave. But soon, several molten pillars followed the figure of Rukia Kuchiki and rose one after another. Tisk. Troublesome. Rukia Kuchiki's eyes turned cold, and after dodging a molten pillar again, he pointed Soda no Shirayuki at Lao Zi. Sanwu White Knife. As soon as he finished speaking, the moisture in the atmosphere condensed on the tip of Soda no Shirayuki's sword. Just like the effect of Shinso, the ice blade at the tip of the Soda no Shirayuki's blade stretched out instantly, before Lao Zi could react. It pierced through Lao Zi's chest. Shinso. In front of the projection screen, almost everyone exclaimed. This form of expression is so similar to Ichimaru Jin's Shinso. But they soon reacted. This is not Ichimaru Jin's Shinso. Shinso's sword actually has the ability to stretch and retract. And Rukia Kuchiki's attack is just another application of ice. But I have to say that this move is really unexpected. Even Lao Zi, who turned into a half-tailed beast, didn't react. Lao Zi's chest was pierced by an ice blade, and the wound on his chest was closed. But in the half-tailed beast form, he couldn't see any expression at all. Lao Zi raised his hand and held the ice blade that penetrated him. As soon as his hand touched the ice blade, wisps of cold air emerged from the palm of his hand. Lao Zi exerted his strength. Click bang. The ice blade was crushed instantly. But Lao Zi didn't seem to be hurt in any way. Rukia Kuchiki's eyes change. According to research by the Intelligence Ministry's own Technology Development Department, Rukia Kuchiki also understood that there are 9 monsters called tailed beasts in this world. It can be said that these 9 tailed beasts are currently the most powerful existences in the ninja world. There are also some obvious differences in strength and weakness among the tailed beasts. Rukia Kuchiki doesn't know where this tailed beast ranks in terms of strength. But she could feel how tricky the tailed beast was. It seems that we need to be more serious. Quote. Onoki, a two-person scale, was a little confused. What do you mean? You haven't taken it seriously since it's been like this. Onoki, the two-person scale, obviously didn't believe her nonsense. Lao Zi, who was in the form of a half-tailed beast, also tilted his head. In his empty eyes, he could actually see a bit of human mockery. Rukia Kuchiki didn't care. A cold breath suddenly came out of his mouth, his eyes lowered, and he said in a cold voice, "The true power of Soda no Shirayuki is not just what I show." Quote. Doubt flashed in Lao Zi's eyes, but he soon didn't care. A ball of molten lava suddenly rose behind him, condensed into a cone shape, and shot towards Rukia Kuchiki with a whoosh. Rukia Kuchiki didn't hide or avoid, and didn't even mean to raise Soda no Shirayuki. Give up. This thought flashed through my mind. But soon, Rukia Kuchiki simply threw a punch. Boom. Cold air erupted from Rukia Kuchiki's fist, freezing the incoming cone-shaped lava. Snapped. Several cones of molten lava turned into ice cones and fell to the ground, breaking into pieces. Lao Zi's heart suddenly tightened. Can you use your fists to bring out that kind of ice power without using a knife? Soda no Shirayuki is not a sword that releases cold energy from the tip. Rukia Kuchiki just finished speaking. The next moment, he appeared beside Lao Zi. A knife struck Lao Zi on the shoulder. Lao Zi's pupils shrank suddenly. Click. An incision suddenly opened on the shoulder. The incision was completely frozen with ice. At -18 degrees, the blood will be frozen and will not flow from the wound. Lao Zi squinted at the location of the wound, and it was indeed as Rukia Kuchiki said. At -50 degrees, the moisture on the ground beneath my feet will freeze instantly, causing ice shocks. The words fell. Lao Zi's body suddenly tilted, and the ground beneath his feet shook as expected. Gudong. Everyone watching the projection couldn't help but swallow their saliva. Is this really still ice escape? Absolute zero. Rukia Kuchiki turned around, with cold eyes, and raised Soda no Shirayuki. My activity limit at this temperature is only 4 seconds. The words fell. A piece of white frost penetrates instantly. Kakaka. The moment he breathed, Lao Zi was instantly frozen. His eyes widened, as if he had seen something incredible. Rukia Kuchiki exhaled cold air, the white frost on her face dispersed, and her body temperature slowly rose. Everyone in front of the projection was stunned. Absolute zero. A technique that can freeze people instantly. Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes widened slightly. At this time, Four Tails Jinchuriki is completely different from its previous frozen appearance. Last time he was frozen in ice, but this time it was just covered with a layer of frost, as if his body had lost its internal temperature. Even if it is not under control, the body cannot move no matter what. If things continue like this, I'm afraid I'll die of hypothermia. Soda no Shirayuki. I thought it was just a Zanpakuto of the ice and snow type, but now it seems that it looks more like a Zanpakuto of the temperature type. This form of expression is much stronger than ice escape. The two-person scales Onoki narrowed his eyes slightly and saw the principle of Rukia Kuchiki's move at a glance. Freezing people from the inside of their bodies. It's truly worthy of the Kingdom of Whirlpool, and it's another terrifying sword. But, the dignified Four Tails Jinchuriki cannot be captured so easily. Just like the two-dimensional scale Onoki thought. The temperature of Rukia Kuchiki has just risen, but something unexpected happened to the frozen Lao Zi. I see, is this absolute zero? Rukia Kuchiki opened her eyes slightly and looked at Lao Ji behind her. I saw the frozen Lao Zi taking off his tailed beast coat and growing skin like a beast. The tail behind him was also covered with red hair, turning into an octopus tail. In a short period of time, a huge red orangutan with 4 tails came into view. Bang! The frozen body collapsed under the power of complete body-tail beast transformation. Rukia Kuchiki raised her head and murmured, "Is this the complete 4 tails?" Boom! 4 tails was not polite at all and punched Rukia Kuchiki. Under the fist pit, molten lava was billowing. Fortunately, Rukia Kuchiki reacted quickly and used Shunpo immediately to distance herself. See what 4 tails looks like. The people in front of the projection 0.7 all let out an exclamation of surprise. That big bearded guy has turned into a monster. Sarutobi Hiruzen squinted. 4 tails Jinchuriki, are you finally getting serious? Even a terrifying technique like Absolute Zero cannot trap the tailed beast. Third Kazekage was not surprised at all by the completion of 4 tails. From beginning to end, he never thought 4 tails would lose. Because you have seen the power of tailed beasts with your own eyes, you will understand the terror of tailed beasts more clearly. As for Jinchuriki's complete body-tailed beast transformation, in his eyes, this is more like Jinchuriki's regular skill. No surprise at all. After all, the Shukaku Jinchuriki in their village is blessed with the ability to fully transform into a tailed beast if they want to. Boom. The battle in the projection heated up. After completely transforming into a tailed beast, Lao Zi seemed to have entered another level. Not caring about Rukia Kuchiki's ice. Even if it hits him, it will shatter clearly with just a lot of force. On the contrary, Rukia Kuchiki moved left and right, trying her best to avoid 4 tails attacks. Molten pillars rose up on the streets. Boom. 4 tails suddenly teleported behind Rukia Kuchiki and punched out. Fortunately, Rukia Kuchiki reacted in time and quickly connected with Soda no Shirayuki behind him. But he was still thrown away by the terrifying power of 4 tails. An ice road froze under Rukia Kuchiki's feet, stopping her body. He looked at 4 tails with solemn eyes. Lao Zi curled his lips in displeasure. Four Tails' voice sounded inside him. Use that to end it as quickly as possible. Lao Zi was stunned for a moment, then nodded and said, okay. Four Tails opens its mouth and chakra spins at high speed. A black energy ball suddenly condensed and was compressed by his ultimate. The terrifying energy set off endless gale force winds. The high-speed rotation blew away all the buildings in Jinglingting. Tailed Beast Bomb. Chapter 92 Bankai Bakesi, a punishment. Four Tails froze to death. The 7 most famous plus-size models in the world. More. 817. 204. 272. Tailed Beast Bomb. Sarutobi Hiruzen, 2 Scales Onoki and 3rd Kazekage, who were sitting in front of the projection, almost exclaimed at the same time. Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes flashed frequently and he did not hide the smile on his lips. Now the Kingdom of Whirlpool is over. One Tailed Beast Bomb will destroy at least 1/3 of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. The 2-person scale Onoki was a little worried, using the Tailed Beast Bomb so soon. Well, the Whirlpool country won't hold grudges against their Tien country, right? Although Four Tails Jinchuriki is on a mission from the Kingdom of Thunder, he is still from the Kingdom of Earth. It is inevitable that it will not be recorded in the small notebook of the country of Whirlpool. However, let's wait and see if the Kingdom of Whirlpool can resist this Tailed Beast Bomb. It's okay to be able to resist, but at worst, the blame will be passed on to the Kingdom of Thunder. If it cannot resist, the country of the Whirlpool will perish. 3rd Kazecage's face was calm. It seems that the Kingdom of Whirlpool is about to become popular again. This result had been expected when he saw the 4 Tails Jinchuriki sent by the Earth Kingdom. How can a country without tailed beasts fight against tailed beasts? Of course, there is still a glimmer of hope for the country of Whirlpool. That is the sealing technique for tailed beasts. But after the last destruction of the country, the Uzumaki family fled to death, and even the sealing technique was taken away. Are there really people who can suppress tailed beasts using sealing techniques? Not to mention, it has been a long time since anyone from the Uzumaki clan has appeared in the country of Whirlpool. He remembered Elder Chio's proposal last time, to cooperate with the Whirlpool country to divide the fire country. It seems there is no chance. Just when they are not optimistic about the Kingdom of Whirlpool. In the projection, 4 tails will be compressed into the ultimate tailed beast bomb, swallow it in one gulp. Then he opened his mouth, and a huge bowl-shaped energy cannon exploded instantly. Boom! Rukia Kuchiki saw that the energy cannon was about to submerge her, and her face suddenly became expressionless. A head of black hair flying wildly under the airflow generated by the energy cannon. Give up. Sarutobi Hiruzen's expression when he saw Rukia Kuchiki. I think she should have given up. After all, that was a tailed beast bomb that could destroy a ninja village. Even he, the strongest Hokage, can't do anything against the tailed beast bomb. Not to mention a mere captain in the country of Whirlpool. 23. Although the captain of the Whirlpool Kingdom is very strong, he is still far behind when facing the tailed beasts. I'm afraid only ninjas like Uchiha Madara and Shodai can handle tailed beasts. Rukia Kuchiki faced the tailed beast bomb without any panic in her eyes. Under the illumination of the tailed beast bomb, she now looked like a human ant. But people didn't see the fear in her eyes. Why? Isn't she even afraid? Bankai White Cloud Punishment. What? Sarutobi Hiruzen looked confused. Rukia Kuchiki seemed to have said something, but he didn't hear it clearly. But soon, he was attracted by the changes in the projection. I saw a large disc-shaped white light suddenly appear in the sky inside the jingling court. A beam of light shot out from the ground and penetrated the sky. At the same time, white light waves surging and dancing like giant waves appeared. The light waves spread rapidly, freezing everything they passed. Streets, buildings, even the tailed beast bomb just 1 meter away from Rukia Kuchiki, and the 4 tails behind it. In less than a second, like a blue glacier, it occupied everyone's sight. In front of the projection, everyone stared at the reversed scene in stunned silence. There was total silence. After a while, Sarutobi Hiruzen said with trembling lips, "Tailed beast bomb, frozen. What kind of terrifying power is it that can instantly freeze the tailed beast bomb that has exploded?" Gudong. He swallowed a mouthful of saliva and stared at the greatly changed Rukia Kuchiki with trembling pupils. His hair, eyes and whole body turned white. The original black and white death costume was transformed into a silver-white fairy dress decorated with white ribbons, and a white flower hair ornament on the head. In line with the demeanor of indifference to everything. Goddess! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! This title instantly flooded into Sarutobi Hiruzen's mind, and he couldn't get rid of it. Rukia Kuchiki, holding a transparent soda no Shirayuki, looks like the ice goddess who judges the world at this moment. All those she considers guilty will be frozen by her. Is this the power of Soda no Shirayuki's second liberation? Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes were dull and he murmured. Now, he finally knew what Rukia Kuchiki had just said. Soda no Shirayuki's second liberation word. Is this the true power of Soda no Shirayuki? Neither tailed beast bomb nor tailed beast can escape Soda no Shirayuki's freezing. How could this kind of power be used by humans? How can it be used by humans? Why did people from the Kingdom of Whirlpool use it? Sarutobi Hiruzen suddenly felt a sense of powerlessness in his heart. What else can contain the country of Whirlpool? Senju Station. Uzumaki Mito said quietly. The Kingdom of Whirlpool has become stronger again. Nine Tails snorted disdainfully. HMPH, 4 tails is such a disgrace to a tailed beast. He was frozen into a popsicle by such a little girl. The land of wind, Sunagaker. Third Cage's eyes suddenly became bloodshot, and he stared at the picture in the projection. In just the blink of an eye, the situation suddenly reversed. That tailed beast bomb, which is invincible and unstoppable and can easily destroy a ninja village, is actually frozen. If he hadn't seen it with his own eyes and someone else had told him about it, he would have laughed. What kind of ninja joke are you kidding? That's the tailed beast bomb. Since the passing of Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama, no one can resist the tailed beast bomb. The only way is to escape. We can only escape. Once the tailed beast bomb breaks out, a ninja village will be affected. And now, he actually saw with his own eyes that the tailed beast bomb, which could destroy the entire ninja village, was frozen. Third Cage didn't notice that his body was trembling slightly. It's fear. It's the body's instinctive fear. Earth Country, Iwagakure. Onoki, the two-person scale, looked slightly distracted, as if he couldn't believe it. Did I see it wrong? Are you getting old and your eyes are dim? What did he see? He actually saw the tailed beast bomb turning into a big ice ball. He rubbed his eyes vigorously, until the picture in his eyes did not change, then a silent shock arose in his heart. Not only tailed beast bomb, but also Four Tails has become an ice sculpture. Such great power. Could it be that this captain named Rukia Kuchiki has reached the level of Uchiha Madara? Thinking of the ninja Shura he had witnessed with his own eyes, he seemed to recall the days when he was suppressed by Konoha, Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama. On those days, I can't even breathe. At this time, this Rukia Kuchiki also brought him the same feeling at that time. Will the Kingdom of Whirlpool become the new strongest in the ninja world? The Land of Thunder. When all the people saw this scene, their hearts sank. The number of people in the rescue team of Kingdom of Thunder is getting smaller and smaller. And how to fight against this miraculous move? Their eyes were full of confusion. Raikage-sama, can we really be saved? If they were full of confidence before, but now after watching a few battles, they suddenly feel that there is little hope. Just when they were in unspeakable shock and unable to extricate themselves, the picture in the projection changed again. I saw a gentle breeze blowing. All the people and objects frozen by Rukia Kuchiki turned into ice shavings, blowing in the wind. The tailed beast bomb, driven by this wave, slowly dissipated from top to bottom. This scene shocked everyone again. Sarutobi Hiruzen murmured. Tailed beast bomb, was frozen to ashes. Then Four Tails also. Will not. Onoki, the two-person scale, suddenly stood up and stared at the ice sculpture transformed by Four Tails. No, Four Tails will definitely not die like this. I've been frozen several times before, haven't I managed to break free every time? It will definitely work this time. Onoki, the two-person scale, looked at the Four Tails ice sculpture expectantly with hope in his heart. Move, move, scratch. As if hearing the voice of two scales Onoki, Four Tails successfully moved. But to his despair, Four Tails suffered the same fate as Tailed Beast Bomb. From beginning to end, it turned into ice slag and was carried away by the wind. And its expression a second before it turned into ice slag was still a menacing one with its mouth wide open. It's enough to see that Four Tails didn't even react when it was frozen. Onoki, the two-person scale, sat on the chair in despair. Infinite regret wells up in my heart. He deserves to die. Why do you have to wade into this muddy water? Wouldn't it be nice to watch a movie quietly? Just for a little profit, I lost all the Four Tails at home. Of course he knew in his heart that Four Tails did not really die, but just turned into chakra and dissipated in the air. But it will take at least 50 years to reunite chakra. Let's not say what will happen in these 50 years. Even if Four Tails is resurrected 50 years later, will it still be the Four Tails of Earth Kingdom? Will Iwagakure be able to successfully bring Four Tails back? Onoki, who had two scales, had no confidence in his heart. If he can live for another 50 years, that's fine. But, it is no longer possible. From this moment on, Iwagakure has lost Four Tails forever. Four Tails, frozen to death. Sarutobi Hiruzen stared at the screen in the projection blankly. This was the first time since he was born that he had witnessed the death of a tailed beast. At this time, he felt a little lucky in his heart. Fortunately, Konoha did not support the Kingdom of Thunder because of its weak military strength. Otherwise, the already broken Konoha will be even worse. Didn't you look at that old man Onoki? He didn't even have Four Tails. Equally fortunate is Third Cage. The most scarce thing in Sunagakure is talent. Any loss would make him feel distressed for a long time. Fortunately, I was not fooled by Shangjiguo. When all the ice debris was carried away by the wind, the appearance of the neighborhood near Rukia Kuchiki changed drastically. Not only did the tailed beast bomb and Four Tails turn into ice slag and disappear, but even the buildings in the Jinglingting neighborhood disappeared. The huge Seireiyan became much emptier in an instant. Such power. Sarutobi Hiruzen and Third Cage swallowed. If this were to happen to their ninja village, it would probably cost a lot of resources to rebuild. This is no different than receiving a tailed beast bomb. Humanoid tailed beast. This is the real humanoid tailed beast. However, this also allowed them to see the drawbacks of this move. No distinction between friend and foe. Only, if Rukia Kuchiki has something to care about and they are standing nearby, Rukia Kuchiki will not use this trick easily. The battle ends and Rukia Kuchiki releases Bankai's form. His face remained expressionless. It seems that killing a tailed beast is no different from crushing an ant. And whenever this happens, it is the time when the ninja world re-evaluates the combat power of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Although the Kingdom of Whirlpool does not have tailed beasts, it does have a captain who can rival tailed beasts. Especially third Kage, he felt like his face was slapped loudly. I just said that there are no tailed beasts in the Kingdom of Whirlpool, so it is impossible to withstand the attack of tailed beasts. As a result, he was told that the Kingdom of Whirlpool did not need tailed beasts at all. Only the weak will use tailed beasts as a deterrent. The importance he attached to the Kingdom of Whirlpool in his heart skyrocketed. At the same time, I was secretly guessing, is it because Rukia Kuchiki's ability is too heaven-defying, or is it because every captain has a big move that can deal with the standard tailed beast? If it is the latter, then unless the ninja world really unites, it will be impossible to fight against the Kingdom of Whirlpool. But it's probably just because Rukia Kuchiki's ability is too strong. Just like the previous Ichimaru Jin, the sword's ability is much simpler. It can also defend and dodge. It's just that the difficulty factor is higher. Therefore, the Kingdom of Whirlpool must not become stronger. 083. Deep worry flashed through his heart. After all, the Kingdom of Whirlpool destroyed the Kingdom of Water just after it was rebuilt, showing a lot of ambition. Who knows if the Whirlpool Kingdom will one day want to conquer the entire ninja continent. You must plan ahead. Earth Country, Iwagakure, Onoki, who was a two-dimensional person, covered his heart and felt that he was about to pass. It hurts. It hurts so much. Lao Zi. Usually you are just a bit stubborn, I really didn't mean to harm you. He calmed down the grief in his heart and frowned. The highest level of SSS was given to the information about the Kingdom of Whirlpool. The Kingdom of Whirlpool is so powerful. I thought that sending 4 tails out would be able to cure heaven. But a captain from the Kingdom of Whirlpool actually solved 4 tails. It's so scary. It's so scary. If the ninja world continues like this, 2 scales Onoki has no doubt that the Kingdom of Whirlpool can rule the ninja world. If Uzumaki can be as innocent as Senju Hashirama, then he has nothing to worry about. At least each country can live its own life. But with the lessons learned from the Water Kingdom, he felt uneasy. Something must be done. According to the information revealed by the Kingdom of Whirlpool, they have a total of 13 captains. Assume that these 13 captains can all compete with Kage level, and some of them are even stronger than Kage and can compete with tailed beasts. So, relying only on the power of a ninja village is no match for the country of Whirlpool. They must unite to curb the development of the Whirlpool country. Now 2 tails is missing, and 4 tails has disappeared again. There are only 7 tailed beasts left, among which 3 tails are in the former Water Kingdom and now the Water Capital, and their specific situation is unknown. In other words, in the entire ninja world, there are a total of 6 tailed beasts that can fight. Coupled with these shadows, they can definitely surpass the country of Whirlpool. He even believed that as long as there were 6 tailed beasts, he would have nothing to fear from the country of Whirlpool. After all, there are only a few captains who can confront standard tailed beasts. What's more, they also have 9 tails here. 9 tails and other tailed beasts are on another level. This is also the reason why Konoha only has 1 tailed beast, but it is still the strongest ninja village. After calculating the combat power of the ninja world, Onoki finally breathed a sigh of relief. In fact, the combat power displayed by the Kingdom of Whirlpool put too much pressure on him. Even if he had the blood to defeat Shendun, he would still be unable to beat 4 hands with 2 fists. There is such a powerful and unstable existence as the country of Whirlpool. In order to prevent a sudden uprising in the Kingdom of Whirlpool, the ninja world must unite. Ninja Village Alliance, there is no need to delay. It's a pity that the Kingdom of Thunder probably won't be able to take this train. 2 scales Onoki turned his attention to the projection again. He has no expectations for the Kingdom of Thunder to save Raikage. The movie is dead, and these rescuers may also be in danger. The Kingdom of Thunder lost so much high-level combat power at once, and there were still internal intrusions from the virtual. I am afraid that a great country is about to fall. Chapter 93 Yoruichi, let me tell you the correct way to use thunder and lightning. Interesting for you. The 7 most famous plus-size models in the world. More. 75. 19. 25. The end of 4 Tails Jinchuriki. This also indicates that the Kingdom of Thunder's rescue operation to Raikage has completely failed. In the projection, the Jonin who poured into the country of Whirlpool had no impact on the country of Whirlpool at all. The captain and vice-captain of each division can easily handle it without even having to take action. In the final battlefield, only Shihu and Yoruichi and I faced each other in front of Sokyoku Hill and 3rd Raikage. Listening to the sounds of fighting everywhere in Jinglington gradually became quieter. Shihu and Yoruichi chuckled and said, "It seems that the battles in other places are almost over." I Leng snorted. "Don't worry, your captain from the Kingdom of Whirlpool will not come back anymore. Because they are dead." I's tone was gloomy. Although I know in my heart how powerful the Kingdom of Whirlpool is, the momentum on my face must not be lost. What's more, maybe the captain of the Whirlpool country can really be killed by his people. Don't say anything else. With 4 Tails Jinchuriki here, a battle is bound to be won. He didn't believe that no matter how strong the Whirlpool Kingdom was, there could still be a strong man who could defeat the tailed beast. Plus the legendary ninja who was attracted by the bounty. That was a ninja from the same era as the ninja god Senju Hashirama. And he personally assassinated Senju Hashirama. Although he failed, since he has this courage, I believes that he must have something special. I don't expect him to win for sure, but he can at least hold off a captain, right? When Shihu and Yoruichi heard I's words, he just smiled and said nothing. His eyes were looking at I's side. I was a little confused. He followed her gaze, his pupils shrank sharply, and his heart was shocked. I saw that the captains who had just dispersed had rushed back one after another and continued to stand in their previous positions. Could it be that? I had a bad feeling in his heart. These captains are back, does that mean the battles elsewhere are over? And it's these captains who are coming back, doesn't that mean all the people he brought were wiped out? Could it be that even Four Tails Jinchuriki? No, it's impossible. Even if he wants to deal with Eight Tails, he can only use the power of the amber bottle to seal Eight Tails. How could there be anyone in the ninja world who could defeat the tailed beasts besides Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama? But the fact is here, even if he really doesn't want to believe it in his heart. But since many of these captains are standing here, it proves that the people he brought have definitely been wiped out. Otherwise these captains would not come back. For a moment, he felt an endless sense of powerlessness in his heart. What to do? What else could he do? Looking at Ai's confused expression, Tianyamu shook his head. The Kingdom of Thunder, this time it hit the wall. Sokyoku Terrace. Third Raikage has obviously seen the current situation clearly. While his eyes were dim, he did not forget to remind Ai, run away. With your speed, you can definitely escape if you want to. Ai gritted his teeth and said, but, you. Do not talk nonsense. Third Raikage's eyes widened and he shouted, wake up. The Kingdom of Thunder still needs you to take charge of the overall situation. Ai was shocked. Clenching his fists, his dignified future fourth Raikage, if he ran away in such an embarrassing manner, wouldn't he be nailed to the pillar of shame for the rest of his life? Personal dignity is completely unimportant compared to the life and death of the Kingdom of Thunder. Ai glanced at Third Raikage sadly, gritted his teeth and said, okay. Third Raikage's eyes flashed with relief. Tisk, you don't think you can really escape from my hands, do you? Shihoin Yoruichi was a little unhappy. Why did he feel underestimated? Ai glanced at her. He knew that the woman in front of him was also very fast, but if he wanted to run away, no one could stop him. Even if the other captains are here, he is very confident. Crack. Lightning-style chakra erupted on Ai's body, and immediately turned into a bolt of lightning and flew towards the outside of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Just when he was about to leave the scope of Jingling, Ai's expression suddenly changed. He felt his chest sink and his whole body suddenly flew back. Returning to Sokyoku Hill with great accuracy. Ai looked at the figure in the distance with uncertainty, and saw that the captains showed no signs of surprise. It seems that this situation has been anticipated. FK. Is it really that fast? Ai Buxing C used the lightning flash technique in another direction. But soon Shihoin Yoruichi appeared in front of him again and kicked him in the chest. Ai's face changed slightly. Fortunately, he had already experienced it once and put his arms in front of his chest to block Shihoin Yi's kick and prevent him from flying back again. It seems that I have to pass this woman's test before I can leave the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Ai looked at the other captains who still didn't move with his peripheral vision, and felt relieved. The most arrogant thing about the Kingdom of Whirlpool is that even though the captains have completed their respective tasks and returned, they just watched him fight with this woman. No intention of helping at all. How arrogant. But this is also an opportunity for him to leave the Kingdom of Whirlpool. As long as you defeat this woman, you can leave here. Ai's face condensed and he said in a deep voice, I admit that you are very fast, but it is simply wishful thinking to try to stop me with this level of strength. As soon as he finished speaking, Ai's face suddenly changed, and he felt that the strength in his arms and legs suddenly became stronger. Instant coax. Boom. A majestic momentum came from Shihoin Yoruichi, and the terrifying pressure caused cold sweat to break out on Ai's forehead. Bang. Shihoin Yoruichi's foot exerted force, and Ai flew back to the previous position again and hit the ground hard. Ai stood up from the ground, feeling his trembling arms, and looked at Shihoin Yoruichi in surprise. The terrifying air pressure surrounded Shihoin Yoruichi, making him secretly frightened. But soon, Shihoin Yoruichi's figure disappeared instantly. When he reappeared, he was already above Ai, and landed straight down with a powerful and heavy kick. Boom. Under Shihoin Yoruichi's attack, the ground instantly cracked. But Ai's figure turned into a ball of thunder and lightning. Thunder clone. Gudong. Ai swallowed and looked at Shihoin Yoruichi's masterpiece. Just one blow can make the earth crack. What a terrifying power this is. Even Sarutobi Hiruzen in front of the projection couldn't help but feel shocked. This power is simply more terrifying than Tsunade's strange power. Who could have imagined that such a terrifying power was hidden under that petite body? No wonder Shihoin Yoruichi doesn't have a Zanpakuto around his waist, but he can command other captains. Just this terrifying power is no weaker than anyone else. And he can also see that Shihoin Yoruichi has entered a certain state. With the blessing of this state, Shihoin Yoruichi can show such terrifying power. It seems to be similar to 8 Inner Gates technique. But the side effects of 8 Inner Gates discourage most people. I just don't know if Shihoin Yoruichi's state also has such restrictions. Sokyoku Hill. I secretly breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, he prepared the thunder clone in advance, otherwise he would have fallen into the cracks in the earth by now. But he is not a vegetarian either. As a 4th Raikage candidate, his strength is not only speed, but also a powerful body that the Raikage lineage is proud of. I maintained the lightning-style chakra mode and shouted angrily. The strongest lightning-style armor. Boom. It was like a bolt of lightning flashed across the sky, striking Ai's body, causing him to explode with lightning. The golden hair stands on end under the blessing of the majestic thunder and lightning. The next second, Ai's figure disappeared instantly. When he reappeared, he was already in front of Shihuan Yoruichi. I yelled lightning straight. A hard punch hit Shihuan Yoruichi in the face. But Shihuan Yoruichi's reaction was obviously very quick. He quickly raised his arms and held them in front of his face. Bang! A dull sound echoed between the two. The sound of flesh colliding. Ringing in everyone's ears. Buzz. There seemed to be some kind of aura between the two. Standing still. To everyone's surprise, I even activated the strongest lightning-style armor. It can only be as good as Shihuan Yoruichi in instant coax mode. Third Raikage's eyes widened. Impossible. How could someone have the same ability as the strongest lightning-style armor? This is the strongest shield that the Yaoi clan is most proud of. Known as the defense that no one in the ninja world can break. But today he actually saw another kind of strongest shield. Even this strongest shield was also the strongest spear. Not only is its defense power amazing, but its attack power is also terrifying. I was even more secretly shocked. In this mode, he can't even break through Shihuan Yoruichi's defense. But on the other hand, Shihuan Yoruichi's Shunku still can't break through his strongest lightning-style armor. Next, it's time to compete with endurance and chakra. It depends on who can't hold on first. Boom. The air pressure around Shihuan Yoruichi and the thunder and lightning on I exploded, and the huge impact made the two of them take 2 steps back. But soon the two fought again. There are no gorgeous ninjutsu, only physical skills that can be achieved through fists and fists. Especially since both of them were extremely fast, it was almost impossible to see clearly their figures during the battle. Every time they fight, only white light and blue light explode in the jingling court. What a terrifying physical skill. I was shocked while fighting. You know, although both of them use physical skills. But he is a ninjutsu. It is still very different from ordinary physical skills. Each of his strikes adds lightning damage. But these lightning strikes on Shihuan Yoruichi's body seemed like nothing. It's a pity that he is not good at learning and has not learned the best skills from his father. Otherwise, how could Shihuan Yoruichi be given the opportunity to fight with him for such a long time? The one who fought against Shihuan Yoruichi, but his dad ended it long ago. However, although he did not learn the strongest spear from his father, he still has his own strongest spear. I seized the opportunity, otherwise he jumped into the air and shouted, lateral bolt of pain. Chop. High-intensity electric current suddenly gathered in Ai's hand, swooping down towards Shihuan Yoruichi. Chopping it down hard with a hand knife. Shihuan Yoruichi didn't seem to expect that I would suddenly change his attack method. He could only raise his right arm and hurriedly accepted the attack. Trick. I laughed loudly and said, ha ha ha. I succeeded. Boom. The high-intensity electric knife hit Shihuan Yoruichi's arm hard, causing her legs to sink immediately. The ground beneath my feet suddenly collapsed, raising a cloud of dust. Seeing this, Third Raikage burst into laughter and said, ha ha ha, I-Gen is indeed Laozi's descendant. He is finally somewhat of a true descendant of Laozi. That's it. Even if Laozi dies, we still have to show Laozi the strength of the Kingdom of Thunder. Success. Sarutobi Hiruzen stared at the projection screen carefully, not wanting to miss any detail. After learning from the past several times, Sarutobi Hiruzen did not think that I could succeed so easily. He focused his attention on the Q captain next to him. Observed their expressions carefully to see some clues. But it was obvious that all these captains had expressionless faces. Only Kyoraku Shunsui looked carefree. But no matter what, they don't seem to be worried about Shihuan Yoruichi at all. As a member of the Kingdom of Whirlpool, when he sees his companions in crisis, they didn't choose to help, and they didn't even look worried at all. Sarutobi Hiruzen doesn't think this is because the people of Uzumaki are naturally indifferent. Okay, then there is only one possibility, they think Shihuan Yoruichi will not lose. Compared with the scene before him, Sarutobi Hiruzen's experience of being slapped in the face many times made him feel that the judgment of this group of captains who knew Shihuan Yoruichi was more accurate. In other words, even with this level of attack, is Shihuan Yoruichi safe? The two-person scales Onoki also made the same judgment. The son of Third Raikage is indeed no ordinary person. But his opponent is not simple either. Didn't you see that there was no movement at all among the captains? Onoki, the two-person scales, doesn't believe that the Kingdom of Whirlpool will really let I go. If Shihuan Yoruichi can't do it, then other captains will definitely take action. He hasn't gone out yet, which proves that Shihuan Yoruichi is fine. Silly man, do you really like discharge that much? What? Ai's pupils shrank suddenly. When the smoke and dust dissipated, Shihuan Yoruichi was seen holding Ai's sword with his right arm, and thunder and lightning flashed across his body. If you are not clear about it, you may think that it is Ai's lightning damage. But I clearly knew that his chakra was not included in those thunder and lightning. In other words, this woman actually knows lightning style. Sui Feng, who disliked Shihuan Yoruichi the most, made a sound of disdain and muttered, I really like to pretend. Shihuan Yoruichi's ears moved, as if he heard Sui Feng's muttering. But she didn't have the chance. Instead, she grinned, showing her white teeth, and said, this is the first time I've seen Lei used so roughly. Ai Hengmei was furious, he dared to say that her lightning style was rough. He is Raikage. Shihuan Yoruichi didn't pay attention to his anger, and suddenly his body was filled with lightning. A pair of thunder god horns suddenly appeared on his head. Ai's eyes suddenly widened. What's this? Instant coax thunder god battle form. Chapter 94 The God of Ice, God of Thunder, and the Prophecy of the Great Toad Sage. Shuanghu Thunder God Battle Form. Shihuan Yoruichi shouted, and golden lightning flashed around his body. 2 horns appeared on her head, and 6 golden Magatama-style rings appeared on her back. The rings are connected by golden thunder and lightning. Ai's eyes widened, staring at the drastic changes in Shihuan Yoruichi's body. Golden thunder and lightning. At this moment, Shihuan Yoruichi's arm holding Ai Tate suddenly exerted force. Boom. As if receiving the order, the golden thunder and lightning blasted straight towards Ai. As soon as the golden thunder and lightning came into contact with the blue lightning on Ai's body, a violent explosion occurred, sending Ai flying away. Ai rolled uncontrollably on the ground several times before stopping. Then he immediately looked at his right hand. His right hand was shaking violently, his nerves were aching, and a burning smell came from it. The strongest lightning-style armor was broken. Ai's pupils couldn't stop trembling. This is the first time that his strongest lightning style has been broken open by someone. The third Raikage obviously noticed that Ai's situation was not good. Quote. He opened his mouth and wanted to say something. But I couldn't say anything. What else can be said? Third Raikage sets its sights on Shihuan Yoruichi. The golden thunder and lightning seemed to take lightning style to another level. It was a completely different level of lightning from ordinary thunder. Be more advanced and more powerful. No wonder, this woman would say Ai's heavy workmanship. The strongest lightning style armor, losing to this kind of lightning is not unfair at all. Even if you don't experience it personally, you can feel the great power contained in the golden thunder and lightning just by looking at it from a distance. Thunder God Battle Form. Thor God. Ai smiled bitterly in his heart. How strong is Lei to dare to take this name? However, the armor that can defeat the strongest lightning style is worthy of the name of God of Thunder. Thor. Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes were slightly absent-minded. An ice god just appeared, and this time a thunder god appears. The strongest shield of the Yaoi clan is famous for being the strongest defense in the ninja world. Being able to break through the strongest lightning-style armor is enough to prove the terror of Shihuan Yoruichi's golden lightning. The future fourth Raikage will probably be in bad shape. As Sarutobi Hiruzen said, Shihuan Yoruichi, who started the Thunder God Battle Form, 740 did not continue to waste time. I saw golden thunder and lightning flash past. Tear it apart. As if cutting through the space, it appeared in front of Ai. Shihuan Yoruichi turns his hand into a claw and sends it out with one claw. Hula. Large pieces of golden thunder and lightning were like sharp claws, grabbing directly on Ai's body. Crackling. Ai subconsciously entered the state of the strongest lightning-style armor, but the golden lightning was not blocked at all. It penetrated the lightning-style armor unimpeded and hit him hard on the chest. Kai Yi. Several scratch-like burnt scars formed instantly. Ai stumbled back a few steps, and the severe pain in his chest made him cry out. Uncontrollable spasms in the body. Burning, numbness, pain and other negative effects all come together. Shihuan Yoruichi didn't give him any time to breathe and launched a crazy attack. Golden thunder and lightning kept hitting him. A ripe or even burnt smell came from him. Ai still defended instinctively, but he couldn't guard against Shihuan Yoruichi's golden thunder. He wanted to use lightning to dodge, but Shihuan Yoruichi was like golden lightning, always able to come to him one step ahead. Is this the end? Shihuan Yoruichi's strength has made him lose his will to continue fighting. You can only be beaten passively. I can't beat him no matter what. Why? Seeing Ai's miserable appearance, Hyoko couldn't help but exclaimed. He instinctively wanted to break free from the shackles, but the chains on his body did not move at all. I can only watch helplessly as Ai falls into a desperate situation. His eyes were about to burst, and his eyes were bloodshot, but there was a sense of powerlessness in his heart. He can't do anything. Bang! Ai was kicked near the third Raikage by Shihuan Yi. Third Raikage's eyes are bloodshot. Ai wanted to struggle to get up, but was stepped on by Shihuan Yoruichi. The third Raikage looked at Shihuan Yoruichi with murderous intent, wishing he could eat her flesh and drink her blood. Shihuan Yoruichi didn't pay attention, patted his dust-free hand and said, "Okay, all the troublemakers have been dealt with, let's continue the punishment." As soon as he finished speaking, Shihuan Yoruichi pulled down the torture device without hesitation. Ai's eyes widened and he whispered, "Old, Dad." PFF'd. A lot of blood spurted out. CDAH sprinkled on Ai's face, and a human head rolled near Ai. His widened eyes seemed to be telling Ai his hatred. "Dad." Ai was so distraught that he yelled. Shihuan Yoruichi rubbed his ears impatiently and said loudly, "Don't worry, you can go see your damn dad soon." As soon as he finished speaking, Shihuan Yoruichi clapped his hands together. The golden Magatama behind suddenly burst out into a golden beam of light. Ai was submerged with a bang. And it penetrates the sky without any slack. When the golden light beam dissipated, Ai and third Raikage's heads disappeared, leaving no trace behind. Shihuan Yoruichi released the coaxing state and said relaxedly, "A family should be neat and tidy." People in front of the projection. How could a 36-degree mouth say such cold words? At this moment, the cold voice that first appeared in the projection hell butterfly sounded again. The public execution of third Raikage has come to a successful conclusion. Thank you for watching. With a snap, the scene went dark. The projection hell butterfly completed its mission and flapped its wings as if it was about to leave. Sarutobi Hiruzen narrowed his eyes slightly and grabbed it. Since this magical creature is here, it must be studied carefully. But soon, surprise flashed in Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes. Because the hell butterfly seemed to not exist, no matter how he grabbed it, it could only pass through the hell butterfly's body. How on earth is this done? Before Sarutobi Hiruzen could think about it, the hell butterfly flapped its wings and flew away leisurely. Sarutobi Hiruzen was lost in thought. There are many people who have the same idea as Sarutobi Hiruzen, but they have all failed. Such a magical creature once again caused some noise in the ninja world. But the most eye-catching thing is the public execution of Raikage in the Kingdom of Whirlpool. By this public execution, the ninja world finally had a deep impression on the mysterious country of Whirlpool, and witnessed with their own eyes the veil it took the initiative to lift. In the past, everyone would still think about it. The country of Whirlpool can become one of the 5 major countries, but it is just luck. But now, after seeing the strength of the Kingdom of Whirlpool with their own eyes, they feel that the Kingdom of Whirlpool is truly worthy of its name as one of the 5 major countries. Too strong. It's really too strong. Some people are even wondering whether the current Whirlpool country is already the strongest among the 5 major countries. Destroyed the Kingdom of Water, beat Konoha, and executed Raikage. Did the former 5 major countries dare to do this? This country of Whirlpool is not going to offend other big countries one by one, right? Judging from the high-profile code of conduct of the Kingdom of Whirlpool, it can only be said that it is very possible. But this doesn't matter to ordinary people like them. As long as the fire doesn't burn them. What impressed them most was that they still couldn't mess with the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Haven't you seen the consequences of messing with the country of Whirlpool? Raikage and his son went straight to the Pure Land neatly. If you see people from the Kingdom of Whirlpool in the future, it's best to take a detour. I can't afford to offend, I can afford to hide. At the same time, in the projection of this public execution of Raikage, the most outstanding performers, Rukia Kuchiki and Shihuan Yoruichi, also have titles that are resounding in the ninja world. Pure White Ice God, Golden Thunder God. Rukia Kuchiki's Pure White Ice God is not controversial at all. The power that froze everything made them feel like they were falling into an ice cave even now. Plus the changes that happen to Rukia Kuchiki when she releases that power. Hence the name Pure White Ice God. However, the title of Shihuan Yoruichi was somewhat controversial at first. Someone suggested a Golden Flash, combined with Golden Thunder and Lightning, and a speed as fast as light. They thought the title was a perfect fit. But some people think it's not enough hockey. Rukia Kuchiki is called a god, why should Shihuan Yoruichi be given the same title? And because Shihuan Yoruichi's state is called the Thunder God battle form. Therefore, the Golden Thunder God was born. These 2 titles spread throughout the ninja world in less than half a day. It has been recognized by most people. Only Konoha refused to admit it. Are you kidding me? There is only one god in the ninja world. That's the ninja god, their first Hokage Senju Hashirama-sama of Konoha. They admit that Rukia Kuchiki and Shihuan Yoruichi are strong. But compared to Shodai, it's still far behind. Have the ability to challenge the 9-tailed beasts alone. As long as they succeed, they will recognize the titles of these 2 gods. Of course, Konoha's resistance did not cause any waves. Konoha doesn't admit it. They don't need Konoha to admit it. Others don't compete with the Konoha people, just don't take them to play. Anyway, they recognize these 2 goddesses. Chun Shen, Golden Thunder God. A flash of light flashed in the cloudy eyes of 2 Scales Onoki. Thinking of the projection, the 2 people greatly impressed Kamui's performance. I have to say that they are 2 very suitable titles. Needless to say, Rukia Kuchiki's performance was so terrifying that even 4 Tails was reduced to scum. If he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, he would never believe it. Shihuan Yoruichi's performance was equally explosive. That Golden Thunder has completely surpassed the ordinary lightning style. It's more like some kind of blood inheritance limit. And this captain hasn't used Zanpakuto yet. Either Shihuan Yoruichi doesn't have Zanpakuto, or he doesn't want to use Zanpakuto. All are enough to prove that the country of Whirlpool does not have the power to fight back after losing Zanpakuto. However, the 2 of them are so powerful that they are beyond imagination. But if you want to compare with the ninja god Senju Hashirama, that's not enough. As someone who has personally witnessed Senju Hashirama sitting in rows of split-tailed beasts, it becomes clearer how terrifying Senju Hashirama's power is. However, today's Whirlpool Kingdom is no less willing to give in. Even if an individual is not as good as Senju Hashirama, the entire country of Whirlpool still vaguely resembles the original Senju Hashirama who suppressed the ninja world. Send a letter to Konoha and Sunagaku to continue the 5-cage talks. Yes, Onoki, a man with 2 scales, has deep eyes. A reasonable solution must be discussed. After finally getting rid of Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara, he didn't want to have someone standing on Iwagakure's head anymore. In fact, he also wanted to invite people from the Kingdom of Thunder. Although the candidates for 3rd Raikage and 4th Raikage of the Kingdom of Thunder have died in the Kingdom of Whirlpool. But the military strength of the Kingdom of Thunder is still a huge force. Okay, now that there is no one in charge in the Kingdom of Thunder, there may be some turmoil for a while. After thinking about it, let's wait until the Kingdom of Thunder elects the next Raikage. The world of ninja may really change. The emergence of the Kingdom of Whirlpool brought too many changes to the ninja world. However, this change is not very friendly to other ninja villages. Jiraiya, who was far away on the battlefield, also sighed slightly. Having witnessed the entire battle in the Kingdom of Whirlpool, he still felt unspeakably shocked even now. In the ninja world, the water is too deep. A country of whirlpools, hiding the sun, crouching tigers, hidden dragons. The Byakuya Kuchiki had already left a deep impression on him last time. This public execution deepened his understanding of the strength of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. With this kind of existence, Konoha didn't lose unjustly last time. At this moment, a puff of smoke suddenly appeared in front of Jiraiya. An old toad appeared before him. Jiraiya looked puzzled and said, Fukasaku Sennin. Why are you here suddenly? The toad, known as Fukasaku Sage, said with a solemn expression, the great toad sage has a new prophecy, come with me. Ah, Jiraiya scratched his head, but I'm at war with Tsunade right now, I can't leave. Don't worry, I won't delay you for too long. Ext. You sure? The last time I went, Great Toad Sage fell asleep for another half a month before waking up. Fukasaku Sennin said in a deep voice, it's a crisis related to the ninja world, don't hesitate any longer. Jiraiya instantly became serious, okay, let's go. It's a crisis related to the ninja world, so we can't be careless. The Kingdom of Whirlpool, Jinglingting. Uzumaki Chihiro stared at the soaring reputation value on the system panel. Exclaimed. The public execution of Raikage is indeed the right move. Raikage's reputation in the ninja world is big enough, and his public execution will have enough influence. If it were another person, it would be impossible to reach this level. Just like the Kato Dan from before. Even if there is a public execution in the country of Uzumaki, except for those who know him in Konoha, no one else will know who he is. Even if he is executed, it will not bring much benefit to the country of Whirlpool. Of course, this reputation value also includes the contribution of the Technology Development Bureau. Without the projection of the Hell Butterfly, the entire ninja world would not be able to see the scene of Raikage being executed in the land of Whirlpool. Moreover, the country of Thunder also helped out by leading people to rob the execution ground and directly raise the public execution of Raikage to a new level. Taking Ichimaru Jin, Rukia Kuchiki and Shihuan Yoruichi to the top of their popularity. Look at the title of the God of Ice and Thunder. This is enough to show how high they are in the hearts of everyone in the ninja world. Uzumaki Chihiro's eyes flashed slightly as he stared at the rising reputation value. With reputation points, you can recruit new troops. There should be a result on the Kingdom of Thunder side. There is also the Five Shadows Conference. Oh, it should be called the Third Deputy Conference now. Uzumaki Chihiro is preparing to recruit an Espada and G Chapter 95 recruiting Ulquiorra. The Ninja Alliance is officially established. Through the pervasive spread of the projection Hell Butterfly, coupled with the performance characters contributed by Cloud Shinobi Village. The reputation value on Uzumaki Chihiro's system panel has skyrocketed. Soon it will reach the 600,000 mark. However, after reaching 600,000, the rate of increase in reputation value also slowed down. Although it is still rising. But obviously not as crazy as it was at the beginning. Uzumaki Chihiro's heart also calmed down. He stared at the 600,000 reputation points and took a deep breath. Get ready for instant consumption. Things in the Kingdom of Thunder must be concluded. Moreover, the power of the void has also aroused the fear of the ninja world. It's time to add a wave of virtual power. By the way, give them a little Espada shock when the three shadows are meeting. Another wave of reputation points. Let's recruit someone with 500,000 reputation points first. System, change the card pool to the Hueco Mundo camp, consume 500,000 reputation points, and recruit a hero unit. Ding. Congratulations to host, you successfully recruited the heroic soldier Ulquiorra Cipher. Ulquiorra. Uzumaki Chihiro's body shook violently. This name is so famous. It is simply synonymous with handsome and strong. The moment the system prompt tone fell, the black voice opened in front of Uzumaki Chihiro. A young man with short black hair, pale complexion, green eyes, black upper lip, cold and handsome face, and a slightly thin body came into view. His features are three-dimensional and sharp in outline. There are dark green Arankar lines on the face that resemble tear stains. The 4 tattoo representing the fourth blade is engraved on the left chest. The virtual mask is located on the left half of the head, in the shape of a horned helmet. Wearing a white, black-bottomed, high-collar, long-sleeved coat with black edges, the coat can be opened through a zipper. She wears a white kimono hakama, tied with a wide black girdle, zanpakuto inserted into the girdle, and black socks and white shoes on her feet. Ulquiorra's face was cold, and even when he saw Uzumaki Chihiro, there was no emotional change on his face. This has something to do with his character. Ulquiorra's personality is calm and cold, and her expression rarely changes. Even in Shinigami's original work, there is only one obvious mood swing. The action is very rational and shows no mercy towards enemies that must be dealt with. But he hates indiscriminate killing, and he doesn't like cannibalism. However, he is very loyal and has Aizen's trust in the original work. Ulquiorra looked cold and knelt down on one knee in front of Uzumaki Chihiro to express her loyalty. The fourth blade, Ulquiorra Cipher, has met the king. Uzumaki Chihiro nodded with satisfaction. 500,000 to recruit Ulquiorra, a result he was very satisfied with. Moreover, Ulquiorra's ability is not only powerful, but also very handsome, which can bring no less shock to the ninja world. Next, you just need to wait quietly for any movement in the ninja world. Just waiting for the three shadows meeting, Ulquiorra will appear on the big stage of the ninja world for the first time. The next few days, the Kingdom of Whirlpool also took a good rest. Some streets in Seireiyan that were destroyed by their own people also need to be rebuilt. During the battle with the invaders, some ordinary team members were injured and needed to go to the 4th Division for treatment. The mission of purifying the void has not stopped. This task can not only increase your reputation repeatedly, but also discover the experience of jinglinting. After all, we can't just catch the Water Kingdom alone. Today, the Kingdom of Water is also unable to make ends meet, and its economy has declined a lot compared to before it was ruled by the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Coupled with the intrusion of the virtual world, the domestic people are not able to make a living, and it is difficult to generate an economy. At this time, the Kingdom of Water has fallen into a vicious cycle. If things go on like this, the Kingdom of Water will probably perish without the malicious control of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Uzumaki Chihiro is not prepared to let the Kingdom of Water fall like this. After all, it is a stable dungeon that increases reputation points. Once he dies, he will lose a stable source of reputation points. Even in the future, when the Kingdom of Whirlpool rules the ninja world, Uzumaki Chihiro is not prepared to turn everyone into Shinigami. Otherwise, in the huge world of Hokage, you can't get any reputation points, so wouldn't your hard work be in vain? Uzumaki Chihiro doesn't know how to catch fish from the lake. He wants to make the ninja world a place that can steadily provide him with reputation points. In this way, even if the Otsutsuki clan attacks, Uzumaki Chihiro can still have the reputation to recruit stronger troops. By the way, the system, is the hero troop already the upper limit for recruitment? Ding. Host, please explore on your own. Although the system did not answer, not answering is actually a kind of answer. I'm afraid there is a high probability that there will be other levels of arms above the heroic arm. But for now, the hero arms are sufficient in the ninja world. Let's talk about the Kingdom of Water. Uzumaki Chihiro is ready to give the people of the Land of Water a little hope. Only when people have hope can they be productive. But if we want the people to have hope, they must have faith and the country must have strength. Uzumaki Chihiro intends to make Shinigami the faith of the Water Kingdom. It just so happens that Shinigami will go to the Kingdom of Water from time to time to destroy a group of ordinary hollows and increase his reputation. At the same time, it also left an impression on the people of the Kingdom of Water, which can become the foundation of faith. However, there are forces in the Kingdom of Water that have been promoting the story that the Kingdom of Whirlpool is an invader. As a result, people's belief in Shinigami is not firm. In the past, the Kingdom of Whirlpool felt it was unnecessary and didn't want to pay attention to it. But now these people have a place to play. Just in time to cultivate the people he would use to build his faith. And he has thought about this person. It's Terumi Mei. Being a native of the water country is her greatest advantage. What's more, Terumi Mei's dream is also to drive Shu out of the Kingdom of Water, so Uzumaki Chihiro will give her this opportunity. Anyway, Terumi Mei has been transformed into Shinigami by him and will be his for the rest of her life. And don't worry about her loyalty. And in the original work, she is also the future 5th Mizukage. It would be appropriate for her to manage the Kingdom of Water. However, this can only be done after Terumi Mei learns Shikai. After all, Terumi Mei was still young when she came, so she should practice for a while. Things in the Kingdom of Water have been dealt with. That's Uchiha Makoto. Uzumaki Chihiro used the last Shinigami job transfer scroll except the one left for Orochimaru on Uchiha Makoto. Although Uchiha Makoto doesn't have many scenes in the original work. But in the original work, as the mother of the filial son Uchiha Itachi and the pretentious Uchiha Arzu, her talent is also remarkable. After switching jobs to Shinigami, he also has full captain level potential. The 3-Tomo Sharingan is also well preserved, as is the Rinnegan of Uzumaki Nagato. And after switching to Shinigami, Uchiha Makoto's Sharingan also has many more magical uses. For example, before switching to Shinigami, her 3-Tomo Sharingan could not replicate the Kido used by the Shinigami. But after changing jobs, she has been able to successfully copy Kido. Therefore, Uchiha Makoto was a latecomer and quickly copied some of the Kido she could temporarily use. It is progressing faster than Uzumaki Kushina who has been studying for a while. Let Uzumaki Kushina be envious for a while. However, she still did not escape the position of personal maid. And she gradually got used to it. Now in addition to warming the bed, I can also muster up the courage to wipe Uzumaki Chihiro's body when taking a bath. However, there is one thing that makes Uzumaki Chihiro a little strange. Makoto, why do you always have to come when Kushina is away or asleep? Uchiha Makoto's face turned red and he hesitated and couldn't say anything. He hurriedly changed the subject and said, I will wipe your front. Uzumaki Chihiro, you sure? Finally, Uchiha Makoto stared at the middle position of Uzumaki Chihiro for a while, then ran out with his face covered. Uzumaki Chihiro couldn't help but remind, hey, you're not dressed yet. Finally, there is the matter of Tsunade. During this time, she combined Kaido with medical ninjutsu to create a new Kaido. This kind of Kaido is more sophisticated, more flexible, and more professional. He looked proud and complacent. Not only does Uzumaki Chihiro want a lot of research funds, but he also covets the position of captain of the 4th team. As a result, he was notified the next day that Tsunade fought in the gambling house until dawn, and finally returned in embarrassment, losing all the so-called research funds. It seems that even after becoming a Shinigami, Tsunade's attribute of losing every bet has not changed at all. Sure enough, how can a person's luck change easily? Fortunately, almost all of Seiraiyan's most profitable industries are also owned by Uzumaki Chihiro. The money Tsunade wanted to go to was just passed through her hands and returned. Well, this is a good habit, keep it up. There are not many employees who work hard for their boss and return their wages in full in the end. Uzumaki Chihiro decided to cherish it. However, there is no need to discuss the matter of the captain of the 4th Division. Just kidding, Tsunade, why are you trying to compete with Sister Wa? One day I have to recruit Sister Wa and train her, Tsunade, who doesn't know how to be generous. Just after the Kingdom of Whirlpool returned to peace. The third meeting of the 5 shadows in the ninja world is coming as scheduled. The first time is that the god of ninja, Senju Hashirama, sits in a row of split-tailed beasts. The second time was the last time 3rd Raikage invited me to discuss the virtual matter. The third time was also led by 2 Scales Onoki, studying matters related to the Kingdom of Void and Whirlpool. But the third time can only be called the 3 Shadows Talk. Because there is no 4th Raikage in the Kingdom of Thunder, there is no one in charge, and it is difficult for 2 Scales Onoki to invite him. And the Kingdom of Whirlpool. The content of this meeting revolved around how to deal with the policy of the country of Whirlpool. The 2-dimensional Scales Onoki would only invite the country of Whirlpool unless he was stupid and crazy. What are you doing here? Tell them that we are going to target your country of Whirlpool together. By the way, also tell them the methods. After 3rd Kazekage and Sarutobi Hiruzen arrive. Onoki, the 2-person Scales man, was the first to speak and said in a deep voice, an alliance. An alliance must be made. The first sentence set the basic theme of this meeting. 3rd Kazekage and Sarutobi Hiruzen were no surprise either. After the public execution of Raikage in the country of Whirlpool, they had already made speculations as they had received the letter from Onoki with 2 scales immediately. It was nothing more than the powerful strength shown by the Kingdom of Whirlpool, which put great pressure on Iwagakure. Stop talking about Iwagakure. Please give me flowers. Even Konoha and Sunagakure were under great pressure. Especially in Konoha, once bitten by a snake, people will be afraid of it for 10 years. After being invaded last time, this time we saw the powerful strength of the Kingdom of Whirlpool again. The people in Konoha were panicking. I'm afraid that the Kingdom of Whirlpool will come again one day. Konoha's head seemed to be hanging with a hand. Their sickles can be harvested at any time, making it difficult to sleep and eat. Sarutobi Hiruzen has had enough of this kind of day. I eagerly hope that this meeting can achieve effective results. Although the 3rd Kazekage currently has no conflict with the country of Whirlpool, it is better to prepare for a rainy day. If there really was a conflict, it would be over. Just like the Land of Thunder. At the same time, he once again thought of Granny Chio's proposal. Cooperate with the country of Whirlpool and divide Konoha equally. Before, Sunagakure felt that the Kingdom of Whirlpool did not have that strength. Now, it's them Sunagakure doesn't deserve it. Why should the Uzumaki country give you 50% of Konoha? Therefore, 3rd Kazekage was very self-aware and gave up this idea. Now, the one who is most anxious should be Onoki, who has 2 scales. Although on the surface, there is no conflict between the Kingdom of Earth and the Kingdom of Whirlpool. But he Iwagakure sent 4 tails Jinchuriki to support the Kingdom of Thunder. Although it is an exchange of interests, an invasion is an invasion. The Kingdom of Whirlpool will not care about you. If the country of Whirlpool went crazy, he couldn't guarantee whether Iwagakure would be able to bear it. Moreover, the Kingdom of Whirlpool also has a large-scale transfer of time and space ninjutsu, which is simply difficult to guard against. He Iwagakure lost 4 tails Jinchuriki, and his combat power dropped a bit. Therefore, Onoki was living in fear these past few days, fearing that one day the Whirlpool Kingdom would sneak up on him as an old man without respecting martial ethics. 0. Therefore, the alliance cannot wait without delay. Onoki, the 2-person Scales, said solemnly, you have all seen how powerful the Kingdom of Whirlpool is. If the 13 captains of the Kingdom of Whirlpool come out together, I don't know if the 2 ninja villages can withstand the Kingdom of Whirlpool. An attack on the country. Although the 13 captains of the Kingdom of Whirlpool did not appear, Onoki, a 2-dimensional Scale, always likes to prepare for the worst. 3rd Kazekage and Sarutobi Hiruzen were silent for a moment, then shook their heads. They all know the true combat power of their ninja village. If they fight alone, they are no match for the Kingdom of Whirlpool. That's right, one-on-one, there is no way we can be the opponent of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. Onoki, the 2-person Scales, suddenly said loudly, so, this is the theme of our meeting, alliance. Form a strategic alliance community against the country of Vortex. The reason is that one day, the Kingdom of Whirlpool will not be able to ride on our heads and shit at will. 3rd Kazekage and Sarutobi Hiruzen. This metaphor is very subtle. Onoki, the 2-person Scale, is calling their ninja village a toilet. Or are they too sensitive? Onoki, who has 2 scales, is still mobilizing passionately. In the face of powerful enemies, we should unite. Sarutobi Hiruzen and 3rd Kazekage nodded silently. So, let's stop the war between Konoha and Sunagakure for the sake of everyone's common interests. Onoki, a man with 2 scales, is awe-inspiring. But Sarutobi Hiruzen and 3rd Kazekage obviously don't agree with him. Mad, the war between Konoha and Sunagakure was not instigated by you, Iwagakure, the old Yinbi. Now let them stop fighting with just one sentence. Onoki, the 2-person Scale, suddenly understood and felt embarrassed. Then he said in a deep voice, don't worry, Iwagakure, will bear 1/3 of the losses caused by the war between Konoha and Sunagakure. Onoki, who had 2 scales, didn't care about any loss. Now you must show your sincerity first. Sarutobi Hiruzen and 3rd Kazekage nodded and said, In this case, for the sake of peace in the ninja world, we Konoha and Tsunade will sign an armistice agreement as soon as we return. Onoki, the two-person scale, nodded happily, and then asked, what about the Ninja Village Alliance? Sarutobi Hiruzen was the first to raise his hand. I agree. He came here to resolve Konoha's fear of the Uzumaki country. The establishment of the Ninja Village Alliance was exactly what he wanted. Next, if the Kingdom of Whirlpool wants to deal with Konoha, it will be equivalent to fighting the entire ninja world. Third Kage hesitated, and finally nodded in agreement. Onoki, the two-person scale, was very satisfied. I felt relieved immediately. He said, but one ninja village in Beijing is not enough. It is best to recruit all the ninja villages that have tailed beasts. He wants to put the entire ninja world on the opposite side of the Kingdom of Whirlpool. The two-person scales Onoki nodded and said, yes, the tailed beasts in our 3 villages alone are not enough. Although in his heart, a 9 tails is already invincible in today's ninja world. But to be on the safe side, let's gather all the tailed beasts together. And there is also the question of emptiness. They have not forgotten the evil organization that is suspected to have the power of 10-tailed beasts. And just as the 3 shadows talks were in full swing, Uzumaki Chihiro, who was far away in the country of Whirlpool, also received the news. He smiled softly and ordered, Ulquiorra, remember your assignment. Ulquiorra said expressionlessly, yes, King. Okay, go ahead. Go to the 3 shadows conference to do something.